Hello, boys and girls. How are we doing? Don't know what we're going to talk about. Anything happened this weekend? Don't really remember. What did I get up to? Hello, folks. Welcome to the pre-stream stream. This is where the cool kids hang. The stream itself starts at 7 p.m. We have the next 5 minutes. That rings a bell. We have the next 5 minutes to chat about whatever we want. What on earth would we like to chat about, boys and girls? There's an emote going on in the chat area. Oh, beautiful stuff. KEVVY 5 times is here, boys and girls. I wish I could play copyright music. I want to play Oops, I Did It Again. Again. Oh, beautiful stuff. Did we all enjoy it? Love the being humble thing. Being humble is for losers. Winners don't have to be humble. That's how it works. Oh, dear. Now that the winner stays on, do you have to redo the plan of not playing in every streaming showdown? I mean, about that, I'm not going to be in the next one because the next one is right in the middle of Anna being on nights. So I've already told Ben I can't be in the next one. So the whole winner staying on thing, that's already out of the window. I'm definitely not going to be in the next one. So I guess I'll come back at some point in the future. What was the charity total? We will have a look at that in a second. It was I think we went over 3,000. I'm sure we passed the 3,000 mark, which was absolutely mad. Ben wasn't inviting me. Ben did invite me. We talked about it immediately after the thing. We were still in a Discord call at 4 a.m. We had our little post-show meeting with pretty much everyone who was involved. I think that started at 11 p.m. last night, and then the non-wrestling folk disappeared about midnight, and then the rest of us stayed up and watched the Royal Rumble whilst chatting about Showdown stuff. It was pretty fun. It was a lovely night. It did mean I only got 2.5 hours sleep last night, which was a challenge. So I don't know how long this stream's going to be. As I imagine anyone who was involved in the Showdown this weekend, I imagine if you've been in their streams today, they've all said similar things. We're all pretty tired. It's been a pretty intense few days. It takes a lot out of you. And all I have to do is turn up and win the thing. Imagine how it is for the people who are organising it. But yeah, it's been a good weekend. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it all yet, I strongly recommend you catch the VODs at some point over the next few days. Or whenever. You don't have to do it in the next few days. They'll be there probably forever. But you should check them out. It was a good time. A good time was had by all. Zealand seemed well refreshed. I mean, Zealand was in bed by 8 o'clock. Oh, he didn't turn up for the meeting. He's had a good, lovely long sleep. I'm sure he's very well rested. Who were the wrestling folk out of the Showdown guys? I can't remember who was there. I think Ben tweeted a picture of the Discord at some point last night. So there was probably a good 10 of us in there. Just watching the wrestling. There's quite a lot of wrestling Football Manager crossover, it seems. Make a highlight of them while they do disappear. I'll probably try and remember to do that at some point. That sounds like something that's going to confuse me. Can I ask you a favour? Can we do one more prediction at some point tonight so I can push myself over 100k? I mean, that's a conversation for you and the mods to have. I redeemed a player. We'll whisper to whichever mods are in, let them know, and they'll add you to the list. I don't know what mods are in at the moment. I've not really had a look to see who's in, but you just need to pass your details over to the mods, and they'll add you to the list, and when the time comes, we will sort you out. We can turn this ship around. Is that emote up and running yet? Because there should be a turn this ship around emote as well. It might just be filtering through the system at the moment, but I added that one about 20 minutes ago. So, oh, there it is there. Yes, we've got both new emotes. Lovely stuff. Vlogsmead, thank you very much for the sub. 5 months. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you, of course, as well to everyone who subbed over the course of the weekend. I know when we're fully in Showdown stuff, it is pretty difficult to keep up to date with the subs, but big thank you to everyone who did sub. We added a lot of subs over the weekend, as we always do for these weekends, and raised £3,000 for charity while we were at it. Oh, it was 11 months, was it? Sorry, I read the 5. That was 5 times. It says 11 months. Yeah, I see it now. Right, let's play some Football Manager, shall we? Right, we need to get that. There you go. That's what we ended on. £2,999.56p. I mean, if anyone wants to add the 44p, the donation link will be in the chat for about the next minute on !charity. I'm about to delete the links for that, and I've got a timer for that as well, so I'll just remember to delete them so they're not spamming up the chat. But yeah, £3,000. Not bad, is it, for a night's work, raising that amount of money for charity? Beautiful stuff. Right, turn off the showdown one as well. And where's the charity command? Let's kill that one as well, if I can find it. Charity. That one is turned off too. And then the last thing, say goodbye to the progress bar. I want all the money now. Oh, we raised £3,000. That's absolute madness. Who's just subbed there? Haywood and Walsall Mr. H. Thank you very much to both of you. Right. Shall we refamiliarize ourselves with the little UK and Ireland non-league to legend that we've been doing over the last couple of weeks? It's been very stop-start. It's been interrupted by, I think I missed a stream for some reason. I don't remember why. And then obviously the showdowns interrupted it as well. But we are partway through the second season. If you've not been in the save up until this point, we started unemployed with no coaching badges, minimal reputation. Had all of the leagues for England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland and Ireland loaded. Started unemployed, waited to see where we would end up. We ended up at LLANELLI in the Welsh second tier. We started there about a third of the way through the first season. They were down in like 12th place. We ended up finishing, I think, was it second or third last year? We finished third last year. Completely overhauled the squad in the summer. Obviously, we've gone slightly over budget. Only by £7 though. I think we'll be okay. And we're now going for promotion at the second time of asking. It is a short season. It's only a 30-game season. So we've only got 12 games remaining. We're 1 point off the top of the league. In the Welsh second tier, there's only one promotion spot. You go up as champions or you don't go up. There's no playoffs. So we do need to have a pretty good second half of the season. And what do you know? We've saved a nice little game for you to kick things off. I feel like we played this at the end of the last stream. Oh, no, we didn't. We played them there at the end of the last... Oh, hold on. Is there two teams with a very similar name? Who's the one we're chasing? Oh, it's Cumbria and Celtic. It's not this lot. We play there. We've played them twice now, so we need them to drop points. We did batter them quite recently. We need them to drop points, and we need to keep winning. That's the plan. That's what we're going to be doing. Tapirs and Rob, thanks to both of you for your subs. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Anything good happened this last weekend? I don't know. A few things probably went on. I don't really remember all the details. So let's get into this game. Oh, there's a little bit of transfer news as well. It's not even proper transfer news. Two of the loan players that we had have been recalled by their parent clubs at the start of January. Allison Jones has gone back because we weren't playing him. And who was the other one? Him, I think. Jamie Nash was recalled because apparently we weren't following the terms of the loan agreement. I don't really get that one, but he wasn't exactly setting the world alight for us either. So this is the system we're playing. Does this look familiar from the showdown? This is the system that disassembled Tom FM in the second half of the second leg. It's where it's why we knew it would work, because we'd already been doing it in this save. We took a little bit from Kettering. They were basically the three tactics we had loaded. We had the Leicester tactic, the Kettering tactic, and this tactic. There are three tactics we had loaded for the showdown, and we made sure we got players that could fit all three of them. Always thinking. Always thinking. Ooh. I mean, you can't expect everybody to have such a big brain. Always thinking. Right, let's go out there and try and do a football. Doing a football would be nice. Dupe! Thank you very much for the raid, sir. Dupe said nice things about me when we won last night. I watched a little bit of the lowdown back while Azapadi sat there giving it all that. and blatantly cheering Clates on. Dupe's all right. Dupe is on my he's come off. He's on my Christmas card list. Dupe was one of the ones. He was one of the wrestle folk last night. Big wrestling fan is Dupe. Ask him all about wrestling next time you're in one of his streams. Loves talking about wrestling. Proper expert. Knows all about it. Dave asked some really hard exit interview questions. Didn't know he had it in him. I haven't seen much of it. I mean, you know me. I'm a complete narcissist. So I only watch the bits that were about me. So I haven't had a chance to watch through it all yet. I've watched through all of the lowdown from Saturday night, but I haven't watched the whole of last night's one yet. So I'll get it watched over the next couple of days. It's good telly watching the lowdown, isn't it? It's just good telly. We're top. Hooray! What's my thoughts on Aberdeen FC? I confess I don't really have any thoughts on Aberdeen FC. Should I? Would you like to give me some thoughts? And I might adopt them as my own. I think the reason we've gone top is because Cumbria and Celtic aren't actually playing at the moment because they are now developing a game in hand over us. Aberdeen FC thoughts. I mean, you asking again? I'm asking you for your thoughts. Are they the real Dons? Surely MK Dons are the real Dons, aren't they? They're the ones with Dons in their name. Oh dear, Kev's in a trolly mood. This always happens when he's sleep deprived. He tries to troll everybody. Oh, Kev's tired and grumpy. He's just going to pick on everybody now. Shh. Silly old Kev. McInnes out. Is he at Aberdeen? Are they my Aberdeen thoughts? So if the next time someone asks me about Aberdeen, if I say McInnes out, are they going to just nod at me like, oh, Kev knows. Kev's all about Aberdeen. So I'd love to have a little bit of Aberdeen knowledge. Kev, I reckon Sunderland will get promoted this season. They're going to struggle to because I've promised Tom Lincoln can get promoted. That was part of the deal where he threw the semi-final and let me come back. That was because I promised him Lincoln could win the league. What I didn't say is I did have my fingers crossed while I was saying the bit about Posh not going up too. So Posh are also getting promoted. So that's 2 of the spots from League One taken. And Sunderland are just not very good at football, are they? So they're probably not going to get promoted. You don't want Aberdeen knowledge. Well, I've got some now. McInnes out. I don't even know what the man's first name is. But yeah, that McInnes. St Johnstone are going to win the first Scottish trophy apart from Celtic in 5 years, are they? I mean, that's very exciting. Good old St Johnstone. You were the only person to get an away victory yesterday and you got 2. That's how we do. That's because we play where everybody else in their away legs. I mean, I say everybody else. I don't know what happened in the other games, but certainly, in fact, Ches didn't do this, but Clates and Tom very much set up in their away legs. They just park the bus. Whereas we don't park the bus when we're away from home. I should probably make some substitutions. We didn't park the bus. We set up to counter-attack. So we could soak up pressure. Because even in their home legs, they weren't overly ambitious. It was like playing against the AI some of the time. Oh, I'm afraid to attack. So because they're parking the bus, they've got no chance of winning away. And we'll just get the breakaway and every now and again push with the old Gegenpress diamond that we're using now and go get the job done. Rashford was my 16th pick. I know. I mean, I said on the exit interview, I think. Is that what it's called when you're the winner? I said on Champions Corner. It should be called. They should rename that Kev's segment. I said on Kev's segment on the lowdown. I mean, you've made a bit of a mistake there rooting for Benji. You're rooting for him, but you spell his name wrong. I mean. Yeah, Rashford was my 16th pick. I said on Kev's Corner on the lowdown that I wasn't even saving the money for Rashford. If you were there in the draft at the time, you'll remember that I was actually thinking Mason Greenwood for my third striker. But then because of a little bit of bargain hunting early on and missing out on some of the higher price targets that we got to round 16 and we had a little bit more money. And I was planning on getting Kasper Schmeichel as my backup goalkeeper, and he's like 15 million. I wanted a good backup goalkeeper, but midway through, we had a little bit of a change of plan because there was a little bit of extra money left in the kitty, and we could generate a little bit more money by getting Predesky rather than Schmeichel. So we ended up being able to afford Rashford, and we had a little bit of a... It almost came down to a coin flip of, do I go Rashford or do I stick to the plan and get Greenwood? I'm really glad we went Rashford because Greenwood was coming in as a third striker. He wasn't coming in to play out wide. The plan was I was going to play Jack Grealish out wide. That was where I drafted Grealish for. He was going to play on that left wing. But bringing Rashford in meant we could have Rashford on the left and bring Grealish into central midfield. So it all worked rather nicely. I think that's mainly because I missed out on... I don't remember. I mean, Vardy, I would have liked Vardy probably ahead of Belotti. I wanted Martinez before Vardy. I won't make that mistake again. There were a couple of more expensive players that we didn't get, and we had to get slightly cheaper options. Like we wanted Joe Gomez and ended up with John Stones, for example, who's like half the price of Joe Gomez. And actually, I think in future, John Stones is very much on my shortlist because John Stones for 13.5 million. John Stones was awesome. Big Johnny Stones. Lovely stuff. Did anyone get Greenwood in the end? Someone had Greenwood. I don't remember who. I remember him being involved. Don't remember him scoring 11 goals, though. Is that how many Rashford got? 11 goals from the wing, like Rashford did. Lovely, lovely, lovely. With the streamer showdown, I find it so strange you're the only one who picks a good backup goalkeeper. Everyone seems to pick a top-tier goalkeeper who then doesn't perform and a grey-out backup. Yeah, they're mad, aren't they, them lot? They're mad. I mean, Donnarumma's the best value goalkeeper in the draft database. He's only 30 million and he's as good a shot stopper as anybody. He doesn't... I mean, have you ever seen him make the kind of mistakes we saw Alisson make, for example? And of course, he's a goal threat as well. I don't think we've ever picked him and not had at least one goal out of him. So, yeah, I don't know why you'd spend more than Donnarumma. It surprises me Donnarumma isn't top of everybody's list every time. I think I'm going to have to move him up my draft order as it becomes clearer and clearer that he's the best goalkeeper to take when it comes to ability against price. There's so many clubs want our players, and I really don't want to sell anybody. I'm pretty happy with this squad. We're winning football matches. We're doing well. We don't really need to be messing around. They all went for a main 11 and not a squad. You went for a squad, like always, and won. Exactly. Alisson looked like Zealand had picked me to play in goal. Oh, dear. Oh, dearie me. Hey, you're live. Hello from the YouTube side of things. Hello to the YouTube side of things. How are you doing? I know Ben wanted Donnarumma but picked Felipe Anderson. Because they're like for like, aren't they? Does it winner stays on this year? That was the original plan, but I can't do the next one. I've already said I can't do it. It's right. Anna's on nights that week, so she's working like 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. I've got to drive her to and from work, and I'll be the one here looking after Andy and getting him ready for bed and stuff. So I'd miss the entire draft, and I wouldn't be able to turn up until like 10 p.m. for the other 2 nights. So yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? I'm not going to be in the next one. So we can have another asterisk winner. Perhaps Manny will come back for this one because he's afraid of me. Manny knows if I'm not there, he can win. The one time I played him, I spanked him 4-0. If the word on the street, Kev's not in the next one, then I'll come back. He's afraid of me. Oh, I'm trying to taunt him into coming back and beating me. Or trying to beat me. I want a rematch. Every 6 times doesn't have the same ring to it. I know. I mean, I haven't got enough fingers for a start, have I? I might just never play in it again. Because I need more fingers. I need to go away for finger surgery. You also went players who can play many positions. I certainly did. It'll be funny if Manny comes back and wins when you're not available. I think that would be perfect. Storyline-wise, that would be absolutely perfect. What is going on here? Spencer, you lovely man. A 5-star player? A 5-star striker? Ooh. See if he's actually any good. Yeah, I think storyline-wise, that's the very best thing that could happen. Manny comes back, wins it, and then is not available again for the next one when I'm back. and we just dodge each other all year. And it'd be like the perfect build-up to a WrestleMania-style match at the end of the year where they finally get us in the same place at the same time. Me with 9 wins, him with 5. And we face off, and I beat him again. Can you please check your Discord for future reference? What now? My Discord? Is Showdowner in, and I'm confused. Is it a secret check of the Discord? Hold on, I'm going to put my chat screen on because my Discord's behind the game. My Discord. I've got to actually open up Discord. Discord. Ah, okay. I see it now. I'm a naughty boy. I apologize. I won't talk about what I was just talking about anymore. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about Kev getting new finger surgery. Wait until you're 50 and somebody else wins their 5th showdown. I could do. In all seriousness, I haven't even thought about who hedged my... Oh, we can't talk about wrestling. We'll scare people away if we talk about wrestling. Did I clear my desk of mugs to make way for the cups? I did. Are there any mods in? There are mods in. There are definitely mods in. Oh, what's going on? Don't worry, Shady. Once I got told off and it wasn't anything you lot could have protected me from. Thank you for the gifted sub, the Davies Scoop. Or Davies... I think I have asked you this before. Is it Davies Scoop or Davies Coop? Can you see FM putting effort into improving online playing because of the showdowns? I don't know, really. I hope so. But I don't know. I guess it depends how popular it all is going forward. If it continues to get bigger and bigger and more popular, it becomes harder and harder to ignore, doesn't it? But I haven't spoken to anyone within SI for months, so I don't really know how into it they all are. The Davy Scoop. So I got it wrong 2 ways. Oh God, I'm a monster. Would they ever consider allowing 1 viewer wildcard entry into the showdown? I don't know. I don't make the rules. That is probably a question for good old Dr. Ben. I don't know, to be honest. It's gotten better. What, online or what? What are we talking about? Where's little Ben? Is he just a small water bottle? You're a monster. Can't kick a man while he's down. How was the WrestleMania after party last night? It was good. We got to watch wrestling. I don't think I've ever watched wrestling with other people before. It was a new experience for me because no one I associate with in real life has any interest at all in wrestling. My entire family think I'm weird. Anna thinks I'm weird. The kids think I'm weird. So I've never actually talked about wrestling with anyone while it was happening before. So it was quite cool to... it was like being at wrestling and going, ooh, together. It was like being at a football match. It was quite fun. I strongly recommend watching things with a group of people. WrestleMania wasn't last night. WrestleMania wasn't last night, but the showdown was, and that's basically like WrestleMania, isn't it? How's Little Z, Jack and Clates? They're all right. They've all been put away now. I mean, we've got Zealand here. He's still dangling. Zealand's still dangling around, but the other 2 have been put away. Dave seemed happy in the video today. Did he? Was he in it? He was hiding at the back somewhere. What made him look happy? There was nearly 5k across both channels during the final at one point. They're crazy numbers, aren't they? Absolute madness. Speaking of online FM, have you seen the PvP FM online thing he has just launched? I don't know what any of that means. If you got a link to send me, I don't know what any of that means. I haven't seen it. I guess the answer to your question is no. I haven't seen that. I don't know what that means. What am I looking at? Let me know, and I'll have a look now. You'll have an instant reaction. I'm waiting for this link. It's called Base Rivals. What is it? Like a tournament thing or what? If I Google it, am I going to find it? Base Rivals. This? FM Base Rivals? Is what we're looking at? FM21 matchmaking service. The Old Zealand. Shown here in real time. Pre-season until... Does that mean, has he done this the American way? Or is it pre-season until the past and it's already happened? Join for our Discord for rules and F and Qs. F and Qs? Look at our website below. I will look at your website below. I want to see these F and Qs. I don't want to watch your video though. No video for me. This looks interesting. I'm intrigued. Has anyone tried it out? It's in Zealand's Discord. Yeah, but I don't use Zealand's Discord. I haven't seen that. Zealand is doing it live with viewers at the moment. So what is it? Just a way to play each other, I guess. It's a matchmaking thing. Join the FM-based Discord server to participate in Base Rivals matchmaking. It's quick, simple, and easy. I mean, I don't want to put myself open to being beaten by anybody. That sounds too risky. But that's pretty cool. And we've got latest scores going. Oh, CJ, you lost. Come on now. You can't be losing matches. That looks like a very cool idea. It's a leaderboard. What the hell is a $75 Zealand gift card? I don't think I want a Zealand gift card. I already have a Zealand. How many more could I want to buy? That looks really cool, though. I need to know more. I will investigate. Lovely stuff. Right, should we play a football match? Not against a person. I've done enough of that this weekend. Right, let's get on. How do you matchmake with a 5-time champion? Exactly. It wouldn't be fair, would it? Can I convert that to good old pound sterling? Well, I imagine... I mean, I'd need to know what a Zealand gift card is. Is that like a gift card for use on his store? Or is there something else? It's for Zealand merch, is it? Okay. I won't play then. I'm all right. I imagine his store's in Zealand bucks anyway, so you wouldn't need to convert it to pounds sterling. Hold on, do we not get to keep Zealand for winning it 5 times? We should, shouldn't we? It's just subs to his OnlyFans. Well, then I'm back in. You get to buy a 5-headed wig that makes your head look... I mean, well, let's not be picking on people. We're not going to have picking on people in my chat. That's mean. Only I'm allowed to pick on people. You'd never be able to buy Zealand merchandise as there would always be a delay in the parcel arriving. Amazing. So you say in Zealand? Interesting. FM Streamer Showdown Twitch account is a Twitch partner. Is it? Should I have noticed that before? That's awesome. If that's the case, I wasn't aware of that. I'm scrolling back up in the chat. That's happened since it... Oh, they are! Well, that's happened since I last saw, hasn't it? That's good. That's very cool. I watched your FM21 beginner's guide and it helped me a lot. Thank you. Thank you very much. Shipping has been paused. Oh, lovely stuff. Oh, that's very cool that they're a partner. Lovely stuff. That means presumably they'll be able to do stuff like I don't know. Is the polls and the stuff like that, all that can be used now, can't it? I think that's how it works. And of course, Streamer Showdown emotes, which is probably the most important thing. They announced it on Twitter. I've not really been on Twitter very much today. It's been one of those days. Like I say, I'm operating on a major sleep deficit here. I'm half asleep sitting here. I'm full to the brim in coffee, and I've not really been paying attention to anything that's going on around me. I'm living in a sleep deprived state of don't really know what's going on. We turn the shipping around. Brilliant. How can you stop injuries? I mean, you can't stop injuries entirely. There's ways to make it less likely you'll get injuries. Rest your players better, rotate better, lower the intensity of your tactics and your training. But realistically, you're going to get injuries. It's football, isn't it? There's always injuries in football. If you're getting a lot of injuries, it probably means you're training too much or playing your players too much. How did not eating go being up till 4? Fine. I mean, I wouldn't be eating at that time anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, not a problem really. Right, let's make a few substitutions. Boom, you're done. What's the aim of this series? It's basically a UK and Ireland mini version of Non-Lethal Legend. So we changed the rules slightly. As you would imagine from their name, we've only loaded up the UK and Ireland leagues. All of the ones that are in the game is standard. We haven't got any custom databases or anything on. We started unemployed, which is different from a normal Non-Lethal Legend. And we set ourselves one extra rule. Obviously, we're sticking to all of the normal realism rules. But the extra rule that we put in place was we couldn't start in England. And I think, in my mind, I kind of feel like we go to England last. And we kind of do a little bit of a UK and Ireland tour and then end up in England at some point. And then once we've hit England, we might carry on touring and might add a few more leagues and head off on a European tour. Who knows? But yeah, it's basically to move around a little bit more than we've been moving around in Non-Lethal Legend this year. So we don't need to wait for job offers to come in. We've already had a summer trying to move and trying to find. We tried to get over to Northern Ireland, but nothing was really working out on that. So yeah, just basically have a little bit of a tour around these leagues that I don't really play in. Try and win a few bits along the way, and have an interesting little career. Have I had any sleep today? I had a bit of a nap this morning, but I don't really sleep during the day very well. So, I mean, it's my own silly fault for watching wrestling all night. What a nerd. It's not the first time I've made this kind of error on Royal Rumble weekend, and it won't be the last time. But it's been compounded this week because Anna's been at work all weekend. So we've obviously had the showdown, which has been late finishes both nights. But every morning I've been up at like 6, half 6 to get Anna to work. So it was gone midnight. I got to bed on Saturday night because of the showdown. And then I was up at 6 to get Anna to work on Sunday morning. And then last night was obviously a 4 a.m. finish after the Royal Rumble. And then I was up at 6:30 again this morning. I maybe snatched an hour and a half during the day. But I'm still looking at, can I do maths with my brain the way it's feeling at the moment? I'm probably on about maximum 10 hours sleep since Friday. Which, is that right? Am I messing up my own sleep deprivation maths? Either way, I'm tired. I went to bed so late last night that my Aura ring that's supposed to track when I go to bed tracked me as not going to bed at all last night and just has me down for 2 hours and 44 minutes of rest that started at like 4:15. Madness. Do I watch a lot of football in real life? Not really. I watch Posh, but that's it, really. I find it's weird, having just said I've stayed up all night watching wrestling. I find it really hard to maintain my attention during a full football match if I haven't got any stakes in it. If I don't care who wins, I find it hard to stay interested and concentrate on it. So I kind of half keep in touch with what's going on through social media, but don't really sit and watch matches. Did I watch the wrestling in my suit? No. No, I didn't. I went away for a bit, got changed, got a drink, and then came back down. But yeah, I was sat in this chair until 4 a.m., which was an interesting one. What was the donations total? Last time I checked, it just got close to $3,000. Shall we have another look? Justgiving.com fundraising. what did I call it? I think it was that. Is that right? Yes. £3,002. Emily, your hero, came in and pushed us over the £3,000 mark. It's me. I'm on telly because it's linked up to the Twitch account. I'm still here. Look, you lot are here too. There you all are. You're on telly. How exciting. I forgot I'd done that. That's quite cool. Remember when we used to do 24-hour streams and the Twitch integration was rubbish? This is awesome. I might have to do a proper charity stream at some point. Now I've seen how cool that setup is. I like that a lot. All right, Kev, leave it out. Sharing with friends is powerful. Not now, maybe later. I don't have any friends. Should you add a rule that trying to get a load of money from your every contract when the save is over shows how much was my total earnings? I prefer to just act realistically. Money's a big motivator early on when I'm not earning very much. So like at the moment, I'm on £170 a week. So money would be a big motivator for someone on £170 a week. But if we get to the point where I'm on 100 grand a week, money's less of a motivator at that kind of level, I assume. Not that I've ever earned £100,000 a week, although watching Ben stream this afternoon, maybe I do. Apparently I earn 40 grand a week, I think was what he announced. Which I wish he was my accountant that could show me where the money was. But yeah, I would suggest if you're earning £170 a week, being offered £250 a week somewhere else is like, yeah, I'll have that. Whereas if you're earning £100,000 a week, being offered £110,000 a week somewhere else is I mean, it's nice to have the extra £500,000 a year, but I don't really need it. Do I want the job? So, yeah, I think money becomes less of a motivator the further into it you get. Did I put those who donated straight onto Twitch by mistake onto the Just Giving page? I did. It's on there somewhere. As if we go through the donations, there you go, stream donations. £82 came in via donations on the stream. So I just assumed everyone who donated on the stream last night wanted it to go into the charity pot. So I just stuck it all in. If anyone was desperate to slip me a £5, I'm sorry. I wasted it. I gave it to charity. Please forgive me. Can we afford a caravan? No. No, we can't. Right, let's go to a recruitment meeting. No, I don't want to end the meeting. I want to actually see what you think. Right, attacking midfielders. What have we got? Should we just trial these? I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to afford anybody. Right, let's get all these lottings. We're still over our wage budget, so I don't think we're going to be able to afford anybody. Right, let's get the trialists in. The other thing we've got to think about, I mean, I don't know if we're going to be here next season. The other thing to think about is we're probably at the point now where we can offer pre-contracts. But again, because we're over budget, no, you're not having Maddox. Get lost. Because we're over budget, I don't think we're going to be able to offer anybody anything anyway. So we're probably not going to be able to make moves early in the summer this year like we did last year. Because we've got a load of signings last summer at the end of May when all the Scottish players got released. So we've got a very Scottish heavy squad at the moment because we went early in the summer. I love Kev maths. 10k a month is $500,000 a year. It was 10k a week, not 10k a month. 10k, so 10k a week is $500,000 a year. Isn't it? I'm not that broken, surely. Can we afford a full-size sleeping bag? A man doesn't upgrade his sleeping bag on a whim. You become one with your sleeping bag. Messi earns $555 million over a 3-year period. No wonder they're nearly bankrupt. His contract was leaked. That is a lot of money. What's that? Let's translate that to English football talk. How much is that a week? Didn't I write a maths book? No. No, I didn't. I wrote a revision book. Not a maths book. I wasn't a maths teacher. I was a computer science teacher. I did do maths A level, though. I am good at maths. We've talked about this lots of times. I'm good at maths. I'm just bad at mental arithmetic. I've always been bad at mental arithmetic. I never learnt my timetables. I can't just do calculations in my head like that, the way some people can. But I'm good at maths, because maths generally isn't about being good at doing sums in your head. Did I ever get the junior inflatable Spider-Man bed I ordered? I didn't actually order it. Where would I put that? No, I didn't actually order it. That was in character, Kev. Over $1 million a week for Messi. That's a lot of money, isn't it? I mean, what would you spend £1 million a week on? Why is he dodging his tax if he's... Kev, move on. Will there be highlights of this posted on YouTube? Of this? No. No. Generally, when I've tried to put stream highlight stuff on YouTube, which I've not tried very often, but people don't watch them. If people are interested in a stream save, they come and watch it on stream. And if they can't watch it while I'm live, they'll just come and watch the VOD. So I think with stream saves, it's a little bit different from a YouTube save. With a YouTube save, you kind of have to watch every episode to follow the story along. Whereas with a stream save, you can miss a stream and be caught up relatively quickly. I mean, there'll be big moments you don't want to miss here and there, but like if you miss a stream in the middle of the week and come back the next day, I think you can very quickly get back up to speed with what's going on, because the nature of the save is it moves a little bit slower. Because with a YouTube series, if you missed 3 episodes of a YouTube series, that could be half a season gone. If you miss a stream, you're missing like 10 matches. That could be the gap between a YouTube episode anyway. So I think it's easier to dip in and out of Twitch stuff. I once memorized the 11 times table to the hundreds when I was young. But why? What is this? Why have we gone to a 442? Why does it keep doing that? It keeps defaulting back to a 442. I don't know why. Why is he playing in a weak... He's not playing in a weak role. We've literally promised him to play him as a deep line playmaker. And we played him as a deep line playmaker. He had a couple of games as a Carrilero at the start. But he's played as a deep line playmaker for the last 14 matches. But he's slightly concerned about playing in a weak role. I mean, what more do you want? What more can I do? Hold on, is he at it as well? He's being played in a weak role. Well, hold on. So contractually obliged to play him as an advanced forward. We're playing him as an advanced forward for the last 11 games. Madness. Something weird going on with tactics right now. I've had similar issues with instructions. How long do I spend on each YouTube save a day to get the content for the VODs? Far too long. I need to get a life. I need to cut down to 1 video a day at some point. Most of the day is the honest answer. I sit at my desk at like 8:30 in the morning, and I finish between 4 and 4:30 usually, and that gives me enough time to record, edit, upload a video for each series, and play the in-between bits of Football Manager. Now, I'm not fully focused all the time on playing the in-betweeny bits while they're happening. Sometimes I'll do that whilst watching something on YouTube or catching up on the wrestling or something. But I've still got to sit at my desk and play the games. Oh, woe is me. I have to play Football Manager during the day. Disastrous. But yeah, most of the day, and then obviously streaming 4 or 5 nights a week as well. So it's busy, but it's super fun. Because it's your number 1 slot, but the diamond is in slot 3. Yeah, but it shouldn't default back to the slot number 1. That's because you independently say, hold on, can we do it in a match? I don't know if we can. No. Can we? Maybe we can. I mean, I have clicked this multiple times. You're supposed to be able to say, this is my primary trained tactic. But for some reason, does it think this one's my primary trained tactic? Yeah. Even though I keep clicking, this one is my primary trained tactic. So it's just defaulting for some reason. Like the wise man once said, football's a simple game. 22 men chase a ball for 90 minutes. At the end, Kev always wins. Do I ever go out?
KEVVY
You know there's a lockdown on at the moment, right? But even pre-lockdown, not really. I mean, I don't know how old you are, Polkanet. Go out. Do you mean like going out, having it large, having a few beers? I've never done any of that. Would do like, I try to keep weekends relatively free from work. And I do a lot of, again, when we're not in lockdown, I do a lot of traveling around for events and conventions and things. And we go and do fun stuff for the vlog channel. But by and large, Monday to Friday, I am sat at this desk for most of the day. It always switches back to tactic 1 on me regardless of what I set to primary. That is weird. Go out on a walk. I do. Yeah, like me and Dave got... I shouldn't say that word. He's in the room. Me and Dave partake in adventure. But I have to fit it around Anna's work and around Andy and stuff, because at the moment, Andy's not at school, so he's at home with me all day, every day. He doesn't want to go out, so we have to fit stuff like that in the little gaps between Anna getting home from work and me starting streaming. And I admit some days I don't get out because it just, like today, we've not been out because it has just been one of those days. She was at work. We left at like 7:15 this morning to get her to work after I'd had 2 hours and 44 minutes of sleep. And then we picked her up at 5 o'clock. I came home, cooked dinner. We'd finished our dinner by about 6, at which point I had about half an hour to, talk to her before she went upstairs to start getting Andy ready for his bath. And I got suited up, ready to come down here. You need to do the tactic presets primary when not in game selection. I think it will only do it for the next match. I mean, I don't usually do it in match. I was just trying to show you what I was doing. I'll show you again after the match that I'll do it properly, and we'll see how long it takes to revert back. I refuse to switch it to slot 1. I shouldn't have to. You never had to in the past. It's very rare for my tactic I'm actually using to be in slot 1, unless it's really early in a save, because normally, as you add new tactics as time goes on, you fill up the slots. I don't necessarily start a save with 3 tactics and then use the first one all the time. That's the work of a maniac doing that. Sounds like my assistant manager's changing things. Sack him. Doing fun things for the vlog channel. Paid for racking up them business expenses. I mean, it's all the same thing, isn't it? All the same thing. Is the blog channel coming back? It's never gone anywhere. I still upload a video every Sunday night. One came out yesterday. Kind of have to copy it. The problem won't be solved. I refuse. We'll figure something out. It'll be right. It'll be fine. We'll be good. Why is our defending so pathetic at the moment? What's going on? Defend properly. It's my funeral. I mean, that does feel like just a smidgen of an overreaction. I can just imagine that funeral. We're gathered here today. Is that how funerals start? We're gathered here today for the funeral of Kevin Chapman, known and loved online as LOLLUJO / KEVVY 5 times. Unfortunately, he passed away recently because his primary trained tactic was in slot 3 and he never recovered. I think I'll be all right. The penalty shootout nearly killed me, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't want to do that again anytime soon. Oh, penalty shootouts are a nightmare. KEVVY 500 times by then. I'd like to think so. How old am I? 38. How many years? If I win 4 per version of FM, if we assume that's my average, if I win 4 a year, how many years is that going to take me to get to 500? At what point do I have to transfer my consciousness into a machine? I've turned into a proper button clicker. How dare you? What buttons have you seen me clicking? I was literally just moving between tactics that I'd already got set up. That's not button clicking. Button clicking is like, oh, you know what? I think Fiddly Gray would be better if we moved him here and made him a wide midfielder, but not just any wide midfielder. And we need him to be a wide midfielder with some specific instructions. I don't even know how to do this. Here you go. Specific instructions. I'd like him to be a wide midfielder who cuts inside with the ball, sits narrower, roams from position, and crosses from deep. But I want those crosses to be aimed at the near post, and to encourage him to do it, I want him to shoot more often. That's going to solve my problems. Go do that, Finley Gray. That's a button clicker. And it's unnecessary. It's, if anything, we were talking about it in the comments today, if anything, it's potentially counterproductive because it messes up your tactical familiarity. As soon as you start fiddling with stuff outside of what you've already got trained, messes stuff up. It'd take me 125 years. I don't think I'll ever become KEVVY 500 times then, unfortunately. Unless we do manage to transfer my consciousness into a machine. Don't think I'm going to be KEVVY 500 times. Watched Zealand for a short while. He was clicking buttons on screens I've never seen before. That's the pleasure of watching Zealand. You always learn something. It's not necessarily what he's trying to teach you, but you always learn something. You dirty buttons. I like it. Medical science is advancing rapidly. I don't know that it's advancing rapidly enough for me to be able to still be playing in Streamer Showdowns in 80 years' time, or whatever it needs to be. I think we need more than medical science there. Let's face it. Is Ben going to be able to put up with me for 80 years? Can you imagine? I test his patience every day as it is. Oh, dear. Not deliberately most of the times either. People mistake FM as pure tactics game, and really it's a happiness management game. I mean, it's not even that. It's a it's literally, the clue is in the name. It's football management. It's a football management game. You have to do all aspects of football management. It's not just fiddling with tactics. It's not just managing morale. It's the whole thing. And you just, again, thinking about it in realism terms really helps, because if you are actually managing a football team, I don't see how it's beneficial to be constantly changing instructions in great detail every few minutes. How are you even communicating that to the players? They're going to get confused. They're going to get it wrong. There's going to be stuff that you're asking them to do that they're not very good at doing. I think it's much simpler just to give them a rough idea of what you want. Like, here's the vague shape I want you to play in. This is roughly what I want you to focus on. So I want you to be the guy who's releasing these guys ahead of you. I want you to be the guy who's breaking into the box. I want you to be the guy who sits behind the midfield too and breaks up the attacks. I want you guys to push forward as much as you can and get into attacking positions. You give them a vague overview of what you want, and then you go and let them go out there and play football. Can I teach Anna to win the showdown? No, I don't think that's possible. I mean, she was a very good assistant manager last night. She did, without being asked, she was scouting my opposition, which was brilliant. I was just getting one of the highlights of the weekend was getting a text from Anna. Clates is playing a tactic called the FM Showdown Shutdown, or whatever it was called. I thought that was brilliant. Because obviously she doesn't play the game. She doesn't know whether that's something that's built into it or not. She doesn't know if I'm going to know what that means. I thought it was brilliant. She was properly scouting for me. I still don't know what the Showdown Shutdown directly involves, but I could discern from the name that he was probably being quite defensive, and we acted accordingly. That little bit of scouting won us the tournament. She did turn the ship around, exactly. She told us to stop being bad at football. We were 2-0 down at half-time, and she told us to stop being bad at football. And what was her text? What was the exact text? It was an inspirational half-time team talk. So the text was... This was at half-time in the semi-final against Tom, where we were 2-0 down. I think it was... Was it 2-2 from the first leg? 2-0 down at half-time in the second leg. And I got these two texts from Anna. Hold on. Where are we? Win, Kevin. Bad football. Two texts. 4 words. 5 times. And we scored 4 goals in the second half because of that inspirational halftime team talk. So, you know, she has got a talent for motivating players. As Brian Clough once said, players lose you games, not tactics. There's so much... Where's my button? There's so much talked about tactics by people who barely know how to win at dominoes. Lovely stuff. Might have that quote put on my office wall. I like that a lot. Apparently, we're making offers for players. Do we want this guy? I guess we don't really have a backup goalkeeper. I don't particularly want him. But I'm not going to argue with my my esteemed director of football who clearly knows what he's doing. Anna's better than assistant manager 4. Now, hold on a minute. I won't have a bad word said about assistant manager 4. I don't want this goalkeeper. I will not hear a bad word said about assistant 4. Everyone knows he's the best assistant. I mean, he's got to be. He's a genius. That's what did me in taking over the home save. The players were used to Kev's management style, then I came in and did something completely different. Can't do that. You gotta can't change too much. Gotta do things my way, because my way's the right way. Oh, my way's the right way. Kev, watching you makes me want to play FM. Then by Jove, you should play it. It's a wonderful game. TNS just took a 17-year-old off me. I mean, there's not really any stopping that happening, is there? Not a lot we can do. It's not like we even play with wingers anymore, so it's not a huge loss. Amazon may want you to do a documentary on you for your next competition you enter. I'm up for that. They know where to find me. The new Tesla model are now powerful enough to run a gaming PC. That's a reason to get one. I need more information. Someone said this to me the other day. Because this might be a real incentive to teach Anna to drive. Can you use the computer while you're driving along? Can I sit there playing Football Manager on the car while Anna drives? Because you're not allowed in full self-drive mode, are you, in the UK? So I can't just let it drive for me while I play Football Manager. Can I drive around playing Football Manager? Or can I have her drive around while I play Football Manager? That'd be spectacular. Tesla on Twitch. I mean, that would be a really good gimmick for a studio. Record all my videos from my car. Rory, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime or Prime Gaming or whatever we're supposed to call it now. Regardless, it's appreciated. Thank you. I play a 4-1-3-2 with attacking wingbacks, 3 attacking cams and inverted wingers. The box get packed. That does seem like it'd be quite busy. We're in the showdown driving up and down the M1. I don't know how solid the Wi-Fi connection is going to be driving up and down the M1. We could look into it. I mean, Zealand did a draft from a lecture last year, didn't he? So I could win a showdown from my car. Oh, I like that. Road to Glory. There you go. We've got a name for it as well. Just call it the Road to Glory. Redefine what that means. Am I afraid people will start targeting me more on the next Streamer Showdown? Not really, because I don't think they're going to take me seriously. They never do. I mean, they've had 4 opportunities previously to take me seriously, and they don't. They still think their way's best. Long may it continue. If the day I'll worry off the back of a draft, this will be when I worry, when we get through the first round of draft picks and Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Neymar, they're all still available. If we get through the first round of picks and nobody's drafted a big player, then I'll start to worry a little bit, because then okay, they're starting to think a little bit about what's been successful in the past. I mean, you can see the people who are doing it the Kev way. Clates and Tom are doing it my way. They're setting up solidly defensively, and they're getting big, strong, fast players to break. They're taking the Kev template and they're consistently going strong in the tournament. Clates has won the league twice in a row. He got to the final, obviously, last night. Tom has won one using the Kev system. Has he won a league as well? Has Tom won a league? I'm not sure he has, actually. But the people who are doing it my way are the ones who are consistently going deep and doing well. The people who still think they can do it by signing really fancy Galacticos and forcing them into playing well are the ones who are not. So we'll see. Like I say, I'll worry when they stop signing the superstars. For as long as everyone's taking Messi and Ronaldo and Neymar and all them, I will sleep easy. It'll be fine. How many of my squad did better than I thought they would? Better than I thought they would. I guess Rashford performed better. I mean, Rashford I knew was going to be good. He's been good in showdowns in the past, so we knew Rashford was going to be good. I didn't necessarily go into it. Certainly when I drafted him, I didn't think he was going to go and score 11 goals. So I think by the time the tournament started, I did have a good idea that he was going to do well because I'd done some practices with the squad and Rashford was always a threat down that left-hand side. Oh, yeah, John Stones. John Stones is a perfect example. When I did the draft, John Stones was my backup defender and Ron McNoley was going to be starting alongside Van Dijk. Practicing a few times taught me that Stones was way undervalued at 13.5 million. To your credit, you do act like a buffoon, so they assume I'm a buffoon. I know. It's good, isn't it? That's just because I don't have any social skills. I'm all right on my own talking to a camera. Put me in a room full of people. I don't know how to interact, so I just act like a Wally. Pedro was solid relative to everyone else's perception of that pick. Yeah, but I picked Pedro knowing he was that. I'd done my homework in advance. Like I said in the videos that are coming out tomorrow that I recorded this afternoon, so you've not seen them yet. I haven't recorded a video until today. I hadn't recorded a video since Tuesday afternoon because I spent all day Wednesday and Thursday scouring through the draft database, really analysing players to work out where there were little gems who would fit into my 3 different tactics, do the roles that I wanted well. I was picking players who were undervalued. I did a lot of homework, and I knew when I picked Pedro that he was a good pick. Everyone who watches real life football and has seen the real Pedro play thought I was a madman. But I don't, because I don't really watch football, I don't pay any attention to if someone's good in real life or not. I've never heard of Nicolo Zaniolo. Never heard of him. He was, what was he, my 3rd pick? Might have been my 5th pick, actually. All along, I knew he was my starting right winger. Because he's just fantastic. He fit everything I wanted. He fit perfectly into all 3 tactics. He was way undervalued. So I knew he was going to be good. Likewise, Pedro knew he was going to be good. Trent was a little bit of a letdown. I think the problem with Trent is he was injured all the time and he never really got a run of games, and it's really hard. Even getting your injuries reset, like he had to have 2 injuries reset. Once at the break between the league and the cup, and once when I did my wipe, he had an injury reset both times. But yeah, Trent never really got going because he never really got a run in the side because he was always injured. So I don't know that I'd class it as a bad pick. More, it was just a bit unlucky. Although, saying that, in some of the practices that I did, Castagna was incredible. Let's just shuffle this around. I did one run through where Castagna got a first half hat trick playing from right back. He was just an amazing threat. So I always had it in my mind that I was in 2 minds whether I was going to play Trent at right back or maybe have him as an option in midfield and have Castagna as the starting right back. And I never really got to make a decision on that because by the time Trent was available, everyone else was getting injured and suspended, and there were very few opportunities throughout the tournament for me to actually pick my back 4. It was usually, right, which defenders have I got available? They're the ones who are playing. because we did. That's the one thing I need to tweak in the tactics we were using, and I don't really know why it was happening. We accumulated a lot of yellow cards, but when I tested those tactics, we don't get a lot of yellow cards. And like I say, their tactics, it was the vertical tiki-taka from Leicester, it's the 4-2-3-1 from Kettering, it's the diamond from this save, and we don't get loads of yellow cards in any of those saves. So I don't know what it is about playing in the showdown against other people that means I pick up so many more yellow cards, because like I say, putting that squad together and just running it through season upon season offline, just trialing it out. We've just conceded a late equaliser. They weren't picking up all those yellow cards. But we need to work on that because suspensions were a bit of a problem. With your suspensions, would you consider bringing in another cover at centre-back? I think it would be sensible to maybe get a defensive midfielder who can cover centre-back as well, like a Declan Rice, an Eric Dyer, a Fabinho even. Not instead of maybe instead of Saul. Saul was fine, but he was expensive for what he was. We just scored a late winner. I think Saul was like 45 million and it's been disallowed. And I think maybe we, if we were to draft on the same basis again, which let's face it, we're probably not going to get those same draft rules again all year. So I'm never going to be able to pick that squad again. But maybe you get Declan Rice instead of Saul because he can play defensive mid, he can play centre mid, but he can also play centre back. Maybe that would have been more sensible, just for a little bit more squad flexibility. DVD was my best player. He only turned up in the knockouts, really. I think Rashford was my best player. Or Henderson. Henderson was inspirational. There you go. As Fiery Chariot says, Captain Fantastic Henderson, who could play a lot of roles, inspired a lot. Exactly. A centre-back who could cover left-back would have been good instead of Romagnoli. Romagnoli can sort of play left-back. And plus, Castagna can play right-back and left-back. So I didn't really necessarily need cover for both of those. And again, the original plan was Joe Gomez rather than Romagnoli. Romagnoli was like my fourth backup option at centre-back. I remember saying in the draft, we kind of had to change our draft order around a little bit because I had a loose plan of what order I was going to draft what kind of players in based on which area, because I'd kind of analysed it based on which positions had the most options, and they're the positions I would draft later. And I had a lot of options at centre-back. So I was going to draft my second centre-back after Virgil much later on because I had lots of options. But as the draft was going on, all of the options that I wanted were getting drafted by other people. And we got down to the point where, okay, there's only really Romagnoli left now. I think it was like round 6 or 7. And we just had to take him because there wasn't much left. And then we got John Stones and he was better anyway. So he goes into the next time. We'll have a bit of Big Johnny Stones. Rice isn't as good a playmaker though. No, but Henderson could do the playmaker role. And Rice could play box to box. A lot of the time we had Henderson box to box in midfield and Saul doing the playmaker role, even though everyone told me Saul was a box to box. But you could just as easily put Henderson as the playmaker and Rice play box to box. Declan Rice played as my deep line playmaker in the Leicester save. And he was brilliant. So he definitely can do the role. But I'd maybe play Henderson there ahead of him and put Rice further forward. There's really no substitute for VVD. No one comes close. No, exactly. There's a couple of positions where there's one player who's head and shoulders above the rest and you kind of have to get him. Virgil at centre-back is one. I think Trent at right-back is another. I think he is, for the type of full-back that I want, he is the best one in the game by quite a long way. Even though he didn't perform in this showdown because of injuries, I think I would definitely go for him again. And I think up front, you're very limited on the strikers. You've got, Martinez didn't do what I was hoping he was going to do in that pressing forward role. So I guess I'm back down to a list of Vardy, Belotti, Callum Wilson. It's not many who do that role. Lukaku, theoretically should be able to do that role. I've never actually had him, so I don't know that he actually does. I thought that about Lautaro Martinez. I thought he'd slot into that role perfectly, and he didn't. Werner, yeah, Werner plays that role brilliantly, definitely. So there's a small handful of players you can play there, so you've got to move early. But yeah, definitely I would go for Werner ahead of Martinez next time. I think Werner's probably the one, and he proved it again. Werner's been a high scorer for me in previous showdowns. And how many goals has he got for Matt? Bearing in mind Matt got knocked out in the playoff. Didn't Werner get like 12 goals, was it? 12 goals in 8 games. Absolute insanity for a team that effectively got relegated. Madness. Didn't he score 4 in a game at one point? Or did I dream that? I thought Werner had a 4-goal game. Werner, top goal scorer and finished last. He wasn't top. Was he still top scorer by the end of the tournament? Scored 2 in the playoffs too, so 14 in 9. Wowzers. I'd be interested to see a more budget limited showdown so everyone is forced into budgeting a lot more. Did we do that last year? I feel like we might have done that last year, but I'm now trying to remember. We did one with a big budget. We did one with like £1 billion budget, which was one of the ones I didn't win because everyone had a deep squad in that one. So my edge of having the deep squad, when everyone's got a deep squad, I don't have the edge anymore. Did we do one on a limited budget last year? I'm not sure. I can't remember. We might have done. I think Zealand's cheating as his budget is bigger. Yeah. Doesn't do him any good though, does it? Force everyone into drafting championship players. I mean, I get why people might think a gimmicky thing like that is a fun idea. But I wonder in practice whether it would be as much fun to watch if there's no big stars in there. I think part of the excitement of the showdown is that you do have, it's full of players that you've heard of. So even if it's someone who doesn't, because I think, and this is total speculation, I don't have access to all the data, and I don't even know if this is data you could get if I had access to it. But I speculate that there's people who watch the showdown who maybe don't watch a lot of other Football Manager content. Maybe, I mean, I could be completely wrong there, but I feel like because of how it is, it's drawing in people who don't regularly watch FM stuff. They're familiar with the game. They're probably familiar with us as creators. But like there was a lot of people. The reason I say that is there was a number of times over the weekend in the chats, and not just my chat, in a number of the different chats that I was dipping in and out of, there were people asking for us to stop using should have raised, I don't know if anyone from the showdown is still lurking. I should have raised this in the meeting last night and I forgot because I noticed it come up a lot. There were people saying, can you stop using people's real names when you've got their nicknames on the screen? Because I don't know whose real name ties in with whose screen name. So like they don't necessarily know that LOLLUJO is Kev when they're talking about Kev, or that Matt is second yellow card. So that tells me that they're not watching a lot of FM content, because I think this might be one of the more arrogant things I've ever said, but it's different. I think it's difficult. It's difficult for me to imagine someone watching a lot of FM content and not knowing who all of those people were, if you get what I mean. Need a showdown wiki. I mean, Wikipedia are notorious for not recognizing Football Manager stuff. I don't know if they'd do it. Maybe we'd have to do. Maybe it couldn't be on Wikipedia. It'd have to be a separate wiki site. But I tried to set up a Wikipedia page for Non-League to Legend to track the history of all that, because there's, you know, we've got all sorts of records and things that I'd like to track somewhere, and Wikipedia was like, no, you can have a page if it was something real. This is just a computer game. Congrats on winning the stream. Showdown. Have a question about your Non-League Legend save. What badges, player experience did I start with at Kettering? I ticked the box to match them to the starting club. I watch a lot of FM content. It took me like 10 minutes to figure out who Matt was. Interesting. Like tonight, I got 450 viewers, but for the showdown, I had 1 to 2K viewers. Yeah, I mean, last night, we averaged... I had the fig... I'm just going to pause for a second. I put the figures on Twitter. I can't remember what they were. Where are we? Where's my Twitter? So, somewhere. Yeah. So this was last night. We averaged 1,749 viewers. At one point, we hit a maximum viewers of over 3,000 people. And 6,500 people ducked in and out of the channel over the course of the evening. That's what makes me think that there's people watching who don't normally watch. Because like you say, right now, there's less than 500 people here. So, I mean, I guess some of that, maybe a lot of that is going to be crossover from other channels. So there might be people who regularly watch Ben or Zealand who are interested in the showdown because they're in it. So watch it through to the final and just ended up on my channel because of that, but wouldn't necessarily come to my channel ordinarily. I get there's going to be a lot of that. But I also think there must be some people, and I don't even know if this is something you can track. There must be some people who are only watching showdowns who maybe watch on YouTube more often than not and come to Twitch just for the showdown because it's exciting. I don't know how you check any of it. Am I going to push for KEVVY 6 times? Yeah. I'll be KEVVY 6 times before anyone else is no name 2 times. I really only watch you and sometimes Jack. I figured out everyone's names. Awesome. I only watch you regularly, Kev, and dabble with the others. That's the best way. Absolutely the best way. I hate that I missed the final. I had to step out and grab dinner so I could eat before the NC State game. Don't know what that means. You can make your own Wikia for anything. Wikia is for a topic that has wiki pages within it. Yeah, but that sounds like a lot of work, doesn't it? Normally just watch the showdown and watch every video normally seconds after release. Excellent. I came to Twitch predominantly for the showdown. Very cool. Realistically, how many KEVVY times do you think you could be? It depends how many showdowns there are. I'd like to think it's something that's here to stay long term, and if it's something that's here to stay long term, then hopefully I'm consistently invited to be a part of it and keep winning it regularly. Who's going to stop me? The only person that can stop me being KEVVY 10 times is Ben. Not by beating me, but by stopping inviting me. I watch you mainly, but a bit of Tom and Jack, but no, everyone's names. Awesome. I had a basketball game I needed to watch. Marcus Madison's joined Bolton. How have we pulled that one off? I don't know. He was at Charlton, wasn't he? Is he just like throwing his career away? What's going on here? How has he managed to end up at Bolton? They've got no money, haven't they? When do we get King of the Showdown t-shirts? I think using the word showdown on a t-shirt is asking for me to get sued. I don't own any of the rights to the name Showdown. Presumably they've offered him a lot of money, but do they have a lot of money to offer? Congratulations to Jack for making it directly to the knockouts and not losing the playoff. He's a clever boy. I started being really interested in FM things since season 4 of the Streamer Showdown. Started watching regularly, you, Jack, and Zealand. I'm not a very active person in the chats though. Depends on my mood. Awesome. I don't chat a lot when I'm watching streams. I usually lurk on Twitch in the can't remember what it's called, offline mode. I usually show as offline, so you'll never know if I'm in a stream or not. But I will. I'll often be lurking if I'm sat at my desk, just playing through some Football Manager. I'll sometimes put a stream on, especially if it's someone that I'm hearing things about but I've never actually seen, so I don't know anything about them. I'll perhaps just lurk in their stream for a bit. He's gone on loan until the end of the season. Wow. Shouldn't have left Peterborough, to be honest. It all went downhill for him from there. I mean, he left because he thought he was too big for us. He was convinced he deserved more money and to go to the Championship. It is interesting that presumably Sunderland don't want him though, because that was the move he was always angling for when he was at us, because he's a Sunderland fan and he wanted to go to Sunderland. But I guess they've either got a full squad and can't afford to bring him in because of the wage cap, or they're no longer interested. I haven't looked at how he got on at Charlton. I don't know. Who do I think is the second best FM streamer? I mean, define best FM streamer, I guess. Are you talking about... Because I'm not the best FM streamer. If that's what you mean. I'm the one who wins the showdown more than everybody else. But, I mean, you just have to look at the... Viewer numbers rarely lie. And you can't hide from the fact that Ben and Zealand pull in way more viewers than I do. So... I reluctantly have to concede that they're probably better at streaming than I am. I still think I'm much better at making YouTube videos than I am at streaming. I still think I'm a little bit of a beginner who doesn't really know what they're doing when it comes to streaming. Even though I've been on and off Twitch for years. I don't know. I still feel a little bit like I'm learning how to do it. Out of the games I watched didn't include you. Ben versus Zealand. For Ben to have the Great Escape was very interesting. Firstly, having Zealand's mum on. That was brilliant. And then all the way through the game, Ben was just so laid back as if he knew he was going to win, and he did. See, I haven't watched any of the individual games yet. I watched the lowdown, but I haven't watched any of the games. Zealand's good, but gives me a headache after about 20 minutes. Because of all this. Exactly. Zealand's got 100 more currently. Yeah, so that suggests that he's that quantity better at the moment. Because I imagine this time last year, I was probably getting more views than him. He seemed to explode from nowhere. Both on YouTube and then obviously in the showdown. Somebody needs to take that noisemaker away from me. Leave Little Zealand alone. Use a cricketing analogy. Kev's a test match and Zealand's more 2020. The Korean streamers are the best. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand a word they're saying. They're certainly more popular. Has the showdown increased the subs on YouTube? It's really difficult to say. Probably. But I don't know how you can possibly put a number on that. Ever since I've started YouTube, I mean, I've been doing YouTube just over 5 years. I've averaged about 20,000 subs a year. Every year. And I'm roughly on average to do that again this year. So, I mean, there's been ups and downs. I think in the last 12 months, I maybe added 23,000. The year before, it was maybe 17. The year before that, it was probably over 20 again. It varies a little bit from year to year, but the average is around about 20,000 new subs a year. And I'm still on the average. So I don't really know. I can't imagine it's certainly not done any harm, has it? It's certainly grown my Twitch. I mean, I don't know if I've shown you this. Hold on. This is awesome. I looked at this the other day. You can see I've still got it loaded. Looking at my long-term growth on Twitch. So a year ago, that was me. Average viewers. So what's that? March 2020. So as close to a year ago as we can get, because I didn't stream in February last year. I did a bit in December, and then I came back properly in March. But in December, bearing in mind the game had just come out, so in December I was getting 156 viewers. Back in September 2019, 52 viewers average. 145 average viewers when I came back in March. Then the showdown started in April, and we're up to 250 average viewers. And then it's up and up and up. And I guess just tapering off a little bit as I started streaming more regularly again. But then the new game came out, and we're increasing more and more. I don't know what my average is for this month. I don't know. Or for January. Is January? Or is that January? No, that's December. January, I think, is probably higher again. But yeah, in a year, the showdown has massively increased my Twitch channel. Far more than the impact it's had on YouTube. How far am I away from 100k on YouTube? I'm on like 92, I think. 92, 93. Around there. So pretty close now. Oh, pretty close. Congratulations on becoming KEVVY 5 times. Also, congratulations to you in the chat for raising 3k for an amazing charity. They are heroes. You are going to get a silver play button very soon to hang over the second channels. Yeah, I'm going to have to move that one down a little bit. It should still fit if let's point right. If I move that one down to like here and put the other one on top, we should have them. We should be able to fit them both in frame, one on top of the other. That's the plan. I have to step out for a virtual job interview. Wish me luck. Good luck. Can't imagine doing a virtual job interview. It sounds like a nightmare. Good luck, though. I should have waited a minute before saying that, shouldn't I? The Shadow Demon, thank you very much for the sub. It looks like I just gained 100 subs in a minute. There's someone saying 93.3, then someone else is 93.4. Are they doing another streamer showdown soon? As much as LOLLUJO had a stroke, it was fun. Yeah, it's already announced on the Twitter. It's the last week of February. Last weekend of February. It's already in the Twitter bio. Zealand's and your voice are good to listen to compared to Tom or Fox. Their dialect makes them hard to listen to. Do they have do they have a different dialect to me? I wonder if one of the reasons me and Zealand are easier to listen to is just because we've got the fancy gear, like the fancy microphones and the fancy Go XLR. And if you go back and listen to me doing videos from 4 years ago, the audio quality and even the sound of my voice will be different because I didn't know anything about sound editing then. But now I've got the Go XLR sat there doing things to my voice before it hits the stream. When it's a video, there's even more tuning up being done to my voice. Try and make it as easy on the ear as possible. So, and I imagine Zealand's exactly the same. Perhaps I'd love to meet Zealand in real life and realise he talks like a chipmunk. It'd be amazing, and it's all just magic that his machinery's doing for him. Disagree about Tom. I think Tom's a lot easier to listen to than Zealand. I mean, I guess it depends on what you're used to. I wouldn't say any of us are particularly difficult to understand, but then I'm a native English speaker, so everyone's pretty clear to me. I prefer listening to you over Fox just simply because you don't say things like "done a madness." I think that's an age thing. Although, to be fair, Foxy's nearly as old as I am. He just hides it well. All that running. Yeah, I don't understand youth speak. I had a virtual interview the other day. Didn't get it, but have another one tomorrow. Awesome. Do you dress for them the way I dress for my YouTube videos? Suit on the top half, nothing on the bottom half. Sound quality even better than your FM20 saves. Yeah, definitely. And it will improve again any day now because my new microphone is on its way, apparently. I ordered it like 10 days ago. Hopefully apparently it's going to be here tomorrow. And that should be another step up for audio. Anna was moaning that I was spending more money on another microphone again. But it should be theoretically, it should be the last audio upgrade I ever need to make. Because the Go XLR is top tier. The Shure SM7B that's on its way is a top tier mic. That is me capped out then. I can't get any better audio from there. So then the focus goes back to improving the video and the lighting. That'll be my focus again after that, because I'm still not happy with the bokeh and the lighting in this office because it's such a small office. I really want the well-lit face, dark blurred background with little bits of light picked out of it look that I had in the garage, which is much easier to do when you've got more distance between you and the background. I've got to invest in a lens or two. I did buy a new lens at the weekend, which is on the wide camera. So my wide angle's on a new lens. So there's slightly better blurred background on that. But basically for the cameras I've got, in order for me to really achieve the effect I'm looking for, I can't really do it. I've gone as close as I can with these cameras. I need better cameras that can let me get better lenses. And that's like a $5,000 upgrade. It's really just to do something that's not that important. I'll probably be all right without spending £5,000 on cameras and lenses. But that'll be the next plan, and get the lighting even better. Maybe redo the whole backdrop. Who knows? Everyone in the showdown is native English speaker. I don't think anyone's particularly difficult to listen to. Yeah, exactly. I wore suit and pants for a video interview just in case I needed to get up. Did the place next door get sold? I haven't looked, actually. I've been interviewing people on Skype. Always make sure they stand up in case they're cheating. How did you do that? Stand up. I want to see your pants. This might be why they say I'm rich. But because I reinvest the money I make back in my business. That's not rich. That's sensible. I think the reason my channel has grown, or one of the reasons my channel has grown as well as it has, is because I'm not afraid to throw money back into the business and make improvements. I think the main reason my YouTube channel has grown as much as it has in the last year is because I went out and spent £500 on suits, and I bought an extra camera, and I bought a new lens, and I got the new microphone and the new lighting, and really made an effort to make myself stand out and improve the production quality. I think it's worth making that investment, because I get the money back long term. Right, we need another attacking midfielder in. Every match I want to take him off and I can't. Silly. And what you got to remember as well is I'm a little bit older than the rest of this lot. I know you wouldn't know it. They never bring it up. But I am a little bit older than the rest of them. So I'm probably more likely to be in a position where I can do stuff like that. I've had a job for 20 years. All right, clean shirt. I know, I'm a monster. Suits really put the presentation over the top. When I see a thumbnail, a clip from a pre-suit video, the difference is striking. Much better with a suit. Exactly. My opinion, LOLLUJO, you're one of the best out there. Hooray! Random question. What's my favourite pop vinyl you have? It's one that you never see on camera. Should we pause the thing a second? I'm going to put Dave cam on, but not use it for Dave, which is a sin, really. My favourite one is that one at the top there. The Wonder Woman Invisible Jet. Which you can... there's another one of my... several more Fugglers. One hiding on that shelf. This is the area of the office you never see. See, there's some pictures on the wall. Top of the cupboard. But that one, right at the top. There. The Wonder Woman one's still in the box. Why it's still in the box, because it's my favourite one. Little Benji. What, the one right at the top? It could be. There I am. Why? You can see my beard looks all right side on, doesn't it? I don't normally see my beard from this angle. Oh, it's looking good these days. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right. Let's carry on with the football match, shall we? Bit late, but what did I get for Christmas? God, what did I get for Christmas? I'm too tired for a question like that. Shoes, and I got me some awesome Bugs Bunny Converse. I got books. I got... Oh, God, I'm a horrible human. I can't remember what I got. I got this. Got Zealand to Christmas. Just cool stuff. I made a video about it. I need a beard cam. I have an entire host of Fugglers for the next showdown. I might have to. Does that neon sign say chair? No, it says on air. Hold on, are we having to go back up there again? Girls got me that for my birthday last year. Yeah, it says on air. And there's a security camera as well. See, this is, you don't see the scarf above the door. You don't see that there's nothing on that wall. You can come around this way, look, and have a proper look at everything that's on here. And we go all the way up to the top. As it can stretch out that far, you can see that I've got some cool pictures up there as well. Office tour. Oh. There we go. Just imagine if you use Dave Cam for a setup tour. I mean, there is a setup tour. I think there's actually a setup tour on the YouTube channel. Clean desk. No. No. We don't do clean desks around here. So desk is, I mean, it's nowhere near as bad as it has been in the past. You can see there's a bit more a pile of stuff here. Bits of camera and tripods and things. Just the one mug though. 2 water bottles and a can of Coke. There's the Go XLR. My hand sanitizer because, you know, we don't want to get the COVID. And yeah, just bits and pieces. Stream Deck. What is that called? An Alexa thing? Don't. Shh, no, don't want to know. She's awake now. Oh, yeah. There we have Kev's beard view. Oh, look, you can see the cameras as well. There's the cameras. Now you're basically staring at yourselves because you are. So I'm now looking straight into the camera that's on the left there. Beautiful. Lovely. Right, we are going to get promoted with 5 points clear at the top of the league. Beautiful. Only hand sanitizer. Thought it was lube. No, I can confirm it is definitely hand gel, which I think was from a petrol station. Any posh deadline day news? I haven't. I know Ryan Broom's left to go on loan somewhere, and we were interested in some guy from Ipswich who's a midfielder. But I don't know if that's gone through. I don't know if anything else has happened today. What camera would I really like to get if I upgraded now? What I would really, if money was no object, I would go out and get 2 EOS Rs, Canon EOS Rs, to replace both of those. One with a really shallow depth of field, pancake lens jobby on it, and one with a nice wide lens, but with a low f-stop to get that blurred dark background. And I mean that to get those 2 cameras and those 2 lenses, because I've looked, believe me, I've looked. To get the 2 cameras and the 2 lenses, it's going to be like $5,000. So it's not anything that's going to happen this year. I wouldn't have thought. Looks like the Tesco hand sanitizer that's been on sale for clearance since June. I mean, it might be. I don't know where it was from. Made in the Yuck. That must be good. Money, no object. A massive office. Oh, yeah, I'd love them. Although, to be fair, that would involve moving house, because I wouldn't want an office that I had to leave the house to go to. That would be too much of a pain in the butt. So, yeah, if money's no object, a bigger house that lets me have a really big office in. Somewhere where I can get better internet than I have here. But, yeah, like if someone gave me... Because occasionally YouTube just go, if you go on one of these, I forget what they're called. I don't think I qualify for them anymore. I think my channel's already too big. But they do these, I forget what they're called. You can do like a X amount of weeks training course with YouTube if you're selected, and at the end of it, they might invest some money in your channel. If I was given $5,000 right now and said, here you go, you can only spend this on stuff to improve your channel, what are you going to spend your $5,000 on? It would be those 2 cameras and those 2 lenses. Because I think that would perfect the setup then. Disappointed you didn't have Weetabix on stream last night. I mean, even though I like Weetabix with butter and marmalade, I don't really eat Weetabix very often. We don't have any in the house. What league are this team in next? If we get promoted this year, we go up to the Welsh Premier, which is tier 1 in Wales. I'd like to think what that actually means is if we get promoted, we can then jump ship and head over to Ireland or Northern Ireland. Yeah, and yeah, the dream would be to have the house in London as well. Can't afford it with Anna's Russian spy money. Exactly. More pop vinyls, surely, with a $5,000. Well, that doesn't improve the channel, does it? If anything, I need to get rid of some pop vinyls. There's like 2 boxes of them in the cupboard under the stairs. Because I used to have 2 of those bookcases in this background, and now I can only fit 1 in because my office is so small. What do I think of the state of this FM21 with the long throws, etc.? I mean, the long throws have been there for a long time. It's not an FM21 thing. That's a Football Manager thing. I think we may have drawn attention to it over the weekend, but it's not a new thing. And because Football Manager is largely a single-player game, if you're just playing on your own, the simple solution is don't exploit long throws, and it's not a problem then, is it? Because the AI doesn't do it. I still think FM21 is the best one they've made. I really enjoy it. I've put more time into this game than I have at this stage of any previous FMs. So I'm really enjoying it. I do wish it was a little bit harder. I don't know how you make it harder. I don't know what it is about it that's easy. I don't know if it's just that because of maybe because of the showdown, maybe because I've spent years now doing it day in, day out, and I'm learning stuff by osmosis that I maybe didn't know before. Because I've never gone out and hunted out tips and tricks for FM, because I've always liked the idea of failing sometimes because it keeps it interesting. But obviously reading the comments section every day, as much as I try to ignore you all, it's some of it does get through. And obviously the showdown is a big learning curve. So I think I don't know if it's just the fact that I've picked up so much stuff now that it's making it easy, although a lot of people are saying it's easy for them as well. So I think it just maybe needs to be a little bit harder. Maybe not so much emphasis on morale. So I know morale is important, but morale is a huge part of FM. At 40 grand a week, a mansion in London can have both a streaming studio and a video studio. I don't know why I'd need two different ones. I think pre-made tactics made it easier from when they were added. Yeah, but I also think they made it much more enjoyable. I've never enjoyed... I mean, I mock the button clickers for a reason. I've never enjoyed that aspect of FM. That's never been what I played for. I don't want to sit there micromanaging sliders and moving players around pitches and choosing different roles. I think the idea of just being able to get, this is the rough way I want to play in roughly this shape with players doing roughly these things. For me, I think that's a huge improvement in quality of life and enjoyment of the game. Oh. I think it might be because Premier youth departures are so easy to sign because the other clubs don't compete with you, so it's easy to race up the leagues. Yeah, maybe. Thanks for your answers. I agree the game needs to be harder. I feel it's easy to top the leagues and too hard in the lowest of low leagues. I don't know that it's ever too hard. Morale's too OP. I'd done the same as your posh save with my foreign team in the first season. In January, my team morale was starting to fade. Then we were getting beaten every week. Yeah. I agree, but I do think it made it easier because of that. I think it made it easier for some types of player and maybe even harder for some others, because I think for me, the bits of the game that I was always good at were the recruitments, the squad building stuff, the stuff I'm good at in the showdown. I've always been good at putting a squad together. So the one bit that was holding me back, if you watch some of my old YouTube videos, the thing that was holding me back was sometimes my tactics were weird and didn't work. And having the pre-made stuff makes it, I guess it makes it harder to make a mistake with tactics, but I think that kind of has to be there, because in real life, if you tried to do something that just doesn't work, the players would say this doesn't work, or the assistant manager would say this doesn't work, and you'd get that feedback much quicker. So I think there needs to be something like that in the game. If you're a noob like me, what starting team in the UK would you recommend? Whichever one you support. It's easier to learn the game with players you already know. I also agree it's way too easy to sign free agents because other clubs don't compete for them. Yeah, that is a strange thing. Just some of the AI decision making this year is a little bit odd. We've talked about it before with the AI decision making when it comes to game management in cup games. We saw it in Europe in the Leicester save, where clubs didn't really come at us, never really attacked. They were just content to defend even if they were losing. And that just seemed a little bit weird. And like the AI around approaching me for new jobs. Why am I not getting job offers at Peterborough? That seems mad. Surely I get some job offers at some point. But I haven't. Why is that? That seems like another issue with the AI. So there's certainly issues in the game. It's difficult to pick up on and fix, I guess. I mean, how do you define what I've just said and how do you fix it? Because I guess the Football Manager don't just randomly do stuff. The guys at SI will have, or I guarantee if I was to raise this with them, their response would be, well, I think you'll find we've done the research. We know how often managers who have achieved X actually get offered jobs at a higher level. And we know what percentage of times that happens. And when we test it, the game is right. It gets the percentages right. And it might feel wrong because it's different to previous FMs, but it's actually true to life. It's a simulation. It's working. Because I guess if you think about it, how often does Sean Dyche, as an example, how often does he get offered the Manchester United job? Chelsea sacked their manager last week. Was he in the running? So I guess it's realistic. But then how do you break through to that level? What I see with AIs is because we can see some when they switch tactics and players around, it's almost as if someone like Zealand was managing them. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Eddie Howe's another example. Yeah, that's a bad example. Why is it a bad example? I only have to look at who gets jobs consistently to see successful managers aren't headhunted. I'm just wondering how, not sure how Dean Smith wasn't in the running for the Chelsea job. I mean, I realise you're probably making the point that he shouldn't have been. But in Non-Elite Legend, we're expecting me to be in the running for those jobs. We're in the semi-final of the Welsh Cup, by the way. This is ridiculous. We could win the Welsh Cup from the second tier. It would be amazing. Maybe in FM22, the AI will pause the game a lot based on data collected in the showdown. Oh, dear. That would be still realistic to try to apply jobs from bigger clubs, not waiting for clubs to come and get you. Would it? Again, I ask, did, let's use any of those examples we've got. We've got Steve Bruce, Sean Dyche, we've got Allardyce, Hughes, Pardew, Smith. How many of them applied for the Chelsea job? Do you reckon? I bet none of them did. I bet not a single one. I bet it was never even advertised. When the Arsenal job was available the other year, how many of them applied? Or is it more likely that those managers just stick at the club they're at and do what they do? We need to offer this guy a new contract. And maybe don't even look to leave until they get fired or mess up. The full Eddie Howe model. How much money is he on at the moment? So he's on 140, but it'll take 120. Well, yes, we'll do that. Can we push you down even further? So this guy is potentially willing to take a pay cut. Weird. We're on board with that. Chelsea knew what they wanted before the job was available, which I guess is what usually happens, isn't it? I don't think people really apply for jobs at the top level. Or at any level, really, unless they're unemployed. I present to you my theory that it's really, really rare for managers, for football managers who are currently in a job to go out and apply for a job at another club. I would suggest that's incredibly rare. I could be wrong. I bet it doesn't happen a lot. If you're doing YouTube, you'll have to move soon or people will probably stop watching. I mean, my honest answer to that is I don't really care, because I kind of disagree. I think people will watch if they're enjoying the save. If people are only watching because they want to see me move clubs, that's weird. Why is that the big attraction of the save? Surely the important thing is that you enjoy the series. If the only reason you'd enjoy it is because I'm moving clubs, that's weird. Lots of people enjoy Home, for example, or enjoyed Bourne or enjoyed Nuneaton. One club saves are really popular. And it's not even a one club save because we've already moved club once and there is the option to move again. But the whole point is to be realistic. If I'm not getting offered jobs, why would I apply for jobs? I'm not going to do it just because it's a YouTube series. And anyone who's there going, well, you have to, it's a YouTube series, they probably don't get what the series is about. So I'm not that bothered. I don't think they'll actually stop watching. And if they do, I'm not sure I'll miss those people. You worried it could go stale? No, not even a little bit. Why would it go stale? I'm constantly, every season is an improvement. We've gone from being a League One club to potential Premier League title challengers. We're in Europe. We've got a new ground on the way. To me, there's been more season on season progress in Non-League to Legend this year than we've ever had in Non-League to Legend before. If people think that's getting stale, then I don't really get what they're looking for. I think they might be looking in the wrong place. In real life, you always want to apply for bigger jobs, do you? I present to you examples from real life with Kev. I was a teacher for 5 years. I worked at 2 different schools in that time. The only time I looked for a new job was when I actually moved schools, because basically there was a reorganization at the school I was at and the role that I was in wasn't going to exist anymore. I was going to be downgraded back to just being an ordinary teacher, which would have involved a pay cut. So I went and looked for another job. And then when I moved to my other school, at no point during the time I was there did I look for another job at another school. I was happy at the school I was at. I was happy in the job that I was in. I didn't feel the need to look elsewhere. Now, I could, I'm sure, have gone somewhere else and earned more money if I'd have wanted to. But I was happy where I was. I was happy with what I was earning. I was happy with the job that I was doing. So I didn't see the reason to go job hunting. I think that's true for a lot of people. You only look for a new job if you're unhappy in the job that you're in. If you're enjoying the job you're doing and you're earning enough money, I think most people don't look for jobs. David Moyes was at Everton forever and only left when Fergie basically handed him the United job. Exactly. And I don't think it will come to that. I think there will be a job. I think we'll get a job offer at some point. I don't think, and I wouldn't, if it got to the point where it was getting stale, and for me, getting stale is no progress. And that's not just from a YouTube video perspective. That's the job then starts to become stale. If it's just, okay, every year we're going to qualify for the Europa League and then sell our best player. If it becomes that, then, I mean, in a save, when you feel, right, I've taken this club as far as I can now, you get that feeling in a save. So if we get to that point where I feel like we can't continue to push the save forward, then I would start looking for another job, just like I would in real life. But at the moment, we narrowly missed out on the Champions League last year. We're in Europe for the first time. It started pretty well. We're moving into a new ground, and we've got the chance to qualify for the Champions League next year, or potentially even win the league. Why on earth would I look for another job? Doesn't make sense. I've been in my job for 11 years. No need to look around, as I can do what I want and get good money. Same as in Football Manager. Exactly. Most people, according to some research, only change job because of their boss. Exactly. And, you've seen an example of that with me at Peterborough this year, if you were watching on Twitch earlier in the year, where I was managing Peterborough for a couple of years, felt like I wasn't getting the backing from the board, and ended up leaving and going to manage Reading instead. So I've got previous for doing it. If I will stick to my guns. But the thing is, the board have been the same board, which is weirdly, have been fantastic in the YouTube save. They back me every year. They're constantly looking to grow the club. They're setting realistic, achievable targets. They're happy. I'm happy. You left Hamburg for the same reason FM19. Exactly. If I have that row with the board, then I'll leave. but I'm not going to fake it just for the sake of it. How do you build reputation in the small leagues, winning continental competitions? What do you mean? What, like if you're managing in a like Denmark or somewhere as an example? Yeah, I guess just winning stuff in Europe. You're like Chris Wilder, taking your favourite club to glory. Exactly. You didn't leave Hamburg, if we're being honest. I mean, I kind of forced it to happen, didn't I? I went into that knowing what the likely outcome was going to be. Most likely the board will fire you if and when the board doesn't get along anymore, both in FM and real life. Exactly. Series in Non-League Legend, there was no Kev terms about how he was going to get there. Stay as long as you like. Exactly. If it was only to play one save out of the ones that you do, which one would it be? Probably Non-League Legend. Because that's the way I always used to play Football Manager pre-YouTube. I'm really enjoying Non-League Legend this year, enjoying the push. Good, thank you. And I think getting back to the comment about stale, because I've had a few people say that to me lately. This is the 6th year I've done Non-League Legend. Surely it's more stale if it always takes the same shape. If it's always, we have a couple of years in non-league, then a couple of years in League 1 and 2, then 3 or 4 years in the Championship, then we move to a bigger Premier League club, we stay there 4 or 5 years, we win the Champions League, and then sometimes we go and do a couple of European clubs afterwards. If it takes that exact same shape every year, surely that's far more stale than maybe staying at one club longer than you think I should once. I like the fact that it's taken a completely different shape this year. I didn't go into it planning for it to be like this, but I love the fact it's different to usual. It's mixing things up a little bit, because then next year, if we get a more traditional non-league to legend again, it'll feel fresh and new because you haven't had it for a year. And that'll be awesome. Everyone loves fresh and new. So I think there's some benefit to it as well. Seems like getting offered jobs doesn't happen nearly as often in FM21 compared to previous years. Yeah, I think that's probably true. And I think if you ask Sports Interactive about it, they'd probably say that's because they were getting job offers too often before. That would be my guess. Will there be a LOLLUJO Cup this year? That's the plan. I think it's awesome you do it more slowly, aka realistic. When I do it on my own, I usually manage Barca or something after 8 to 10 years and win everything. This year's Non-League Legend is just a different, more stable kind of career. Less Steve Bruce, more Alex Ferguson. Can you show us the suit you almost got for the showdown? Yeah. I don't know if it still exists, actually. Because I ordered it and then they didn't send it. It might not even exist anymore. It was in the sale. It was going to be... because it was basically a cheap one off of here in the sale to see how they fit on this website. Yeah, the one I wanted isn't here anymore. It was like a yellow patterned one. But this website, someone sent me this on Twitter. This website's phenomenal. But firstly, they didn't send me a suit I ordered. They just sent me a refund instead after like 2 weeks. And secondly, how do you get back to the main store? Secondly, I don't know how they fit, and they come a little on the small side. Or the sizes are a little small. So if we look at, I don't know, this one. I'd love to get this suit, but it only goes up to a 52. Now this suit is a 54. So I ordered a £30 one to see how their 52 fits. Because then I could order something like this. Comes with the trousers, the jacket, and the tie for 70 quid. I even bought, because I really wanted this suit, I even bought a disco light to shine at it. So I had lots of different... It was going to be incredible. So this is what I wanted to be wearing eventually. I ordered a £30 or £20 jacket just to see how it fits first. What I might do is just order this suit now for next time I'm in the showdown. There's some really cool stuff on here. I don't know if they'll fit me. Shall I lean into my new reputation and get this one? Imagine turning up to the next showdown wearing this suit. That'd be fantastic. Have I thought finishing non-into legend by winning the World Cup or Euros with England? Usually, once I do international management, people get bored and stop watching, so I'm not going to do international management this year. So yeah, I'm going to probably get a few suits in there. Like you'll say, I am losing weight at the moment, so hopefully at some point at 52 will be okay anyway. I didn't want to go and spend £70 on a suit that wasn't going to fit. So I ordered, like I say, I ordered a cheap one on the sale to see how it fits. And then, full disclosure, I was going to send it back and then order the shiny, glittery one if it fitted. I think it would be class if the last showdown of this year's cycle was all the streamers, one club save teams going head to head would be the ultimate showdown. I think that has a lot of complications attached to it. And I think one of the really fun things about the showdown is the draft. You should just have piles of fake money in the background for the next showdown. See how long it takes someone to notice. Can you even buy fake money? Is this something I should be Googling? Fake money. I want bundles of it. Is it legal to buy fake money? I just want pretend money, like kids play money. Play money is what I probably should be looking for. Play money. There you go. This is what we want. Loads of this, but I want bundles of it. I want piles and piles of fake cash in the background. Don't need it. Just green screen a gold money vault. I'm too professional to green screen anything these days. I'm a professional. I don't green screen anymore. Green screens are for people who aren't going to build the full set themselves. He is playing there, you moron. He's played in that role a lot. Who set up this poll? Good to see the under-19s are top of the league. See, we're just dominating everything. We're wonderful. This is a big game coming up. We're playing Swansea Uni. We're now second in the league. There's only 6 games left. What we've got? About an hour of the stream left before I just pass out and fall asleep. You can get 5Ks off of £50 notes for £12. Thing is, 5K of £50 notes is like that much. It's not going to look impressive in the background. I want like piles this high. Multiple of them. It's going to cost me thousands. Just go to a bank, get some change into Zimbabwe currency. I mean, that's not a bad idea, is it? But you're rich, ain't you? No, I'm not rich. They're monsters. They're bullies. Making people think I'm rich. I wish I was rich. That'd be awesome. I wouldn't be this tired right now if I was rich. Because I could have had a day off today. As it was, still had to get 2 videos. Well, I actually recorded 3 videos today. I recorded Home and Non-League to Legend for tomorrow. Because I'm no longer ahead of my videos. Because I spent all last week practicing and planning for the showdown. So I recorded Home and Non-League to Legend for tomorrow. And the video that came out at 4 o'clock today. The review of the showdown. I have seen, well, I've been told Marcus Maddison's gone to Bolton. I don't know any of the details. It baffles me a little bit. Just cheat and have a load of paper money in the middle and just have the fake stuff at the top. See, that's not a bad idea. No fries wrapped in chicken skin today. No. Can't eat that stuff too often. You can get personalised money with your face on it. Really? Now I'm tempted. I want Kev pounds. We need to get... Where'd you get that from? Someone link me up. I want fake money with my face on. Markukas, thank you very much for the sub. My stage manager's coming through. You had to make money. Interesting. Could just use a 5K bundle for a celebration. That's... What? Just chuck it up in the air. Yes! We scored a goal. I'll just wave it at the camera. Lose to me, and look what I've got for you. Look at my fat stacks. Let's go full on Ted DiBiase mode. Not too many years ago, you could get drawn and quartered for printing money with your face on it. I don't know that I want to run that risk. One of my ambitions in life is to never be drawn and quartered. I could probably make you some LOLLUJO dollars if you want. Now I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. See, Zealand's up for it as well. Shut up, Zealand. Sit down. Didn't you just put the fake money around a pile of books instead so it looks like a money pile? I mean, I guess I could. You could do what Simon Rudkin? I don't know who that is. Get a fake $50 bill and throw it at him. I don't know anything about that story. Anna can be sensational Sherry. I don't think she'd play along. Turn the office into Scrooge McDuck's money pit. But then how would I record content in here? I wouldn't be able to fit in because of all the money everywhere. And everyone knows. I mean, DuckTales was phenomenal as a child. Loved it. But thinking about it as an adult, if you dive into a swimming pool full of coins, you're going to break your neck. You're going to die. You're going to hurt yourself really rather badly. Because you're not actually going to dive into the money, are you? You're jumping headfirst onto metal. And you're just going to smack into it. It's pretty brutal when you think about it. As a prank back in the day, we used to photocopy £20 notes and stick them into a paper bag and leave it lying around to see what happened. Why? On the lowdown last night, when you switched to the diamond, they were all saying it's like Anna being frosted with diamonds. Family Guy already covered that. It is a solid. Wow. Can't believe I'm on the same level of humour as Family Guy. I'm a monster. I really like Family Guy. Not that I've ever really watched much of it. The bits I've watched I don't like. Dave, you are completely lying on that light. There is absolutely no red light making it onto that door because Dave is using it as a pillow, basically. Is it because it's warm? It's really warm. You shouldn't be using that as a hot water bottle. I can't really show you what he's doing. Hold on. Can we get Dave Cam across my lap? So, there he is, look. Down there. Can't really show you what he's doing. The light is like here. He's leaning on the light with his head on the radiator. Absolute monster. Absolute monster. What's the point? How can they call you rich even though Ben and Zealand probably make more money? Because it's fun for the narrative, isn't it? They absolutely make more money than I do. Ben definitely does. Definitely does. You just have to look at how many Twitch subs he's had at various points in the last year. I've never got anywhere near that kind of level of funds. Once made some fake money for a show at uni, which looked great, but the legality of the situation wasn't exactly ideal. £38 for 200 single-sided or 42 for double. That's awesome. Zealand has no life expenses. He lives in a college apartment. Exactly. So he's loaded. He's got piles of money just accumulating. How did no one in the showdown do a when's Kev getting the vaccine joke? That did come up. I think Jack did that at one point. One day you'll get as much money as Ben. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, there you go. I just made 40k now. Beautiful. When's the Welsh Cup? Soon. Very soon. Vaccine did come up. You cited health. They cited age. Exactly. Was one of the first jokes on Saturday. Yeah, and then I shot them down with underlying health conditions, knowing that none of them knew me well enough to know what they were, and no one asked. Just my blood pressure. That means I'm higher up the list. Have I seen the price of student? What are we talking about student accommodation for? Are we trying to make the point that Zealand's not loaded? I can't believe his... If you're suggesting student accommodation is expensive, it's not as expensive as my entire house is. You know how expensive off-campus apartments are over here? A decent apartment will probably cost at least $800. Yeah, I'd pay more than that for my house. And I have kids to feed as well. If we want to have a competition of whose expenses are higher, guarantee mine are higher. And I probably earn less money. Actually, I don't know if that's true because he gives like most of his YouTube money to his editor, doesn't he? I think. I don't really know how it works. I don't think he really earns much on YouTube. He's a Twitch man. Whereas I don't pay an editor because I'm tight. So I guess the fact he pays for an editor means his expenses might be the same as mine. We have a youth intake. Does anyone want a player? You don't have to have one, but you can have one if you want. Gavin Stevens is right there if you want him. As in, when I said, does anyone want a player? Anyone who's already cashed it in. Obviously, if you haven't cashed in a player, you can't have one. Doesn't Zealand go to Syracuse? That's a private school with average annual cost of £73,069. I don't know what any of that means. Surely most of that's on loans, though, isn't it? You don't pay that up front. I've got like 60 grand worth of student debt. Maybe not quite that high now. I'm not sure. At least 40 grand worth of student debt. I'm not saying Zealand's higher. I'm just saying that college expenses are quite high in terms of tuition, books, etc. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Yeah, exactly. You mean on the never, never? Yeah, exactly. Right, it looks like everyone's waiting, so we'll move on. Good, because it means we've got a chance of getting the season finished tonight now. When in home did I apply for a new stadium? I never did. The board did it for me. College in the US is expensive. A lot of graduates are in six-figure debt. Well, they're silly then, aren't they? Don't go if you're going to get that much debt. Unless it's going to guarantee to get you a good job. They have to actually pay back the loans in the US. We have to pay back the loans here. I paid my tax bill last week, was it? The year before, last week or the year before? Both, last week and the year before. And I had to pay a big old chunk of student finance as well. It's why my accounting app on my phone that I do all of my accounts on always gives me an estimate of what my tax is going to be for the year, and it's always out by about £2,000. Because that £2,000 is the amount that I have to throw at my student finance every year. I don't even use that degree. Can I give it back? If I knew where the certificate was, I'd give it back. I mean, you only have to pay them back if you earn over a certain amount. Yeah, but I've always been of the theory that if you're going to uni and running up student debt, the plan should be to earn enough to pay the loans back afterwards, or else what's the point? What accounting app do I use? Oh God, what is it called? My brain's not working. It's QuickBooks one. Is it called QuickBooks? Self-employed by QuickBooks, I think it's called. How long are you allowed to repay your student loan over? It just takes however long it takes. There's not like set amounts, I don't think. In my save, another 3 years for Swansea's new 60k seat stadium. What degree did I get? I got a computer science degree and then my teacher training qualification as well. You can't do YouTube forever, so keep it. Keep what? And who says I can't do YouTube forever? I mean, I probably won't, but who says I can't? Wiped after 30 years. Is that actually true? Because I graduated from my degree 9 years ago, so not much longer now. Oh. As long as it takes, the more you earn, the quicker you pay it back. Yeah, exactly. It does indeed get wiped, though the length of time depends on when you started uni. Morny, thank you very much for the sub. I've heard you don't pay it back if you move to the Isle of Man. Right, I'm off. I know it's for newer graduates who had 9k a year. My final year of my degree was 9k, and my teacher training was 9k. My first 2 years of my degree were 3k, I think. But then I also had like the maintenance loans and stuff as well. How do you do taxes as a YouTuber? Do you save money each month to go towards taxes or something different? Yeah, I mean, I have a really basic method of just when I get my money, a quarter of it goes into a savings account. And then at the end of the, I never have to pay exactly that amount in tax, but it just builds up over the course of the year. And then you have to pay your tax twice a year. So you pay it in July and you pay it in January. And then every time, like this time each year, this is why usually if you see me doing upgrades, they're usually in January. That's why I've just bought the microphone. That's why I've just bought a lens. I bought a lot of stuff around January last year because my tax bill isn't a quarter of what I earn. But I like to overestimate, and then it kind of does tax and savings. You kill two birds with one stone by doing it that way. And then whatever's left over, I'll buy any stuff that I need and then move it over into a proper longer term savings thing. Just seems easier that way. Am I incorporated or set up as a proprietorship? I'm self-employed at the moment. Sole trader. Probably going to do a limited company at some point. But I don't know. What I need to do is get a proper accountant, because at the moment I have my QuickBooks that I use, and then I have someone who just has a look over it to check my numbers, but I'm not getting any advice. It's just a yes, you've done this right kind of deal. Cheap and cheerful. Yeah, this looks all right. Submit this, and that's it. What I actually need, and it's one of the plans I want to do this year. If this is boring, tell me this is boring, by the way, because this is pretty deep stuff. Pretty deep behind the curtain. I suspect it's probably better for me to be a limited company, and potentially have Anna as part owner of that and use both of our tax allowances to avoid some of that higher rate tax. As an accountant, you definitely need an accountant. Yeah, probably. I'm an accountant, don't know anything about UK taxes. You can hire me. I'm not qualified, but I can do some maths. I mean, I can do some maths. As someone who runs a limited company, you definitely need an accountant. Well, that's one of the reasons I don't have a limited company at the moment, because I don't have an accountant. And when I first went self-employed, I looked into being a limited company. I even registered a limited company, but then never used it because at the time I couldn't afford to pay an accountant. So I dissolved the limited company that I formed at the time, never traded under it, and just set up as a sole trader and did it all myself because it's all I could afford to do at the time. Whereas now I probably can afford an accountant, but haven't actually taken the plunge on doing it yet. So in reality, I'm probably, they always say a good accountant will save you more than they cost on your taxes. So I'm having just paid my tax bill, I've probably just paid way more than I needed to pay, and would have paid less if I'd have had a good accountant and paying them some of the difference. I've been doing my own accounts for about 3 years. I've just gone limited, so now I have an accountant. Yeah, I think that's something I'm going to be doing in the near future. But it's a whole hassle to do. How long does it... I mean, as that, my big concern... I mean, this is... I'm basically just getting some advice on one person in chat now. How much of a hassle was it converting sole trader to limited company? Like, how much time did you have to spend on doing that? Or was it just literally a case of appointing an accountant saying, do that for me? Because what I don't want to... I don't have time to faff about. But I would quite like to get that done soon. A good accountant will do the relevant bits. Is that going to cost me a fortune now? How much is a good accountant going to cost me? Plenty of website can help you convert from sole trader to limited. Does cost though. Yeah. How much am I expecting to pay for this? A good accountant can also give you some advice that can save you a lot of tax, but also find cost savings, revenue opportunities, grant opportunities. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We started paying ours around £90 a month. See, that seems reasonable. I don't really know how to go about finding an accountant. What do? Just look in the yellow pages. What I need as well, does the yellow pages even still exist? Do I need someone nearby, or can it just be someone off the internet? I need someone who understands what I do. My accountant costs £104 a month. Look on Fiverr. Last accountant I had was £2,000 a year. See, I find it hard to believe they're going to save me £2,000 a year, so I might as well just stay as I am. I'm not going to get an accountant off of Fiverr. I wouldn't know how to go about finding an accountant who understands what I do. You can also talk to an accountant to see what they can do for you beforehand. Put an ad on Twitter, then leave your assistant manager to appoint one. That's probably the best bet. My guy's playing FM talking about taxes and accountants. Never watched you before, but I'm going to have to follow now. That sounds like a good plan. We talk about any. I mean, that's one of the most on-topic things we've ever discussed here, because it's loosely related, at least, to doing YouTube and earning money. We talk about all sorts. You should be subbed or followed, even whatever it's called here. I don't think it's that hard for an accountant to understand your business. It's still business in the end. Yeah, I guess. It's a weird business, isn't it? What about an accountant from the management company? I keep meaning to ask them. If you're on Facebook. Nope. We can end that one right there. I don't do Facebook. Out of the 5 times winning the FM Streamer Showdown, which one has been my favourite one? Probably the first one, because it was so unexpected and I got to beat Ben in the final.
Rock and Roll just gifted 5
Why
subs.
Rock and Roll? Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. What a hero. Thank you very much. What are my thoughts on FM Touch for the Switch? I haven't played it this year. Previous years, it's been fine. But I would always say it costs a little. If you've got an iPad, get it on iPad instead, because it's exactly the same game, but it's £10 cheaper on iPad. But if you really want it on Switch, it runs fine. Very rarely do accountants need to know the... Where did that go? Need to know the details of the business inside and out. Okay. Interesting. Might need to... We can win the title here. We're going to ease the pressure. Might need to get moving on that. As we approach the end of the financial year. I guess it makes sense to do it then. My current year-end trading is the end of the tax year, so it makes sense to make that the date I switch over. Right, let's vote for someone who's not on our team, who's been rubbish, in the hope that we might get someone winning something. It's always the way. The 3 lowest rated players who don't play for me. There's a vlogger account who calls himself the Showbiz Accountant. I feel like someone called the Showbiz Accountant probably charges more than the fella working out of his dining room down the street. Will the Streamer Showdown team be in the LOLLUJO Cup? Probably not, because I haven't got it exported for a start. Do you know how to change the scouting assessment type from 1 week until full knowledge? I never really touch any of that. I just leave all that to my scouts and my director of football. So no, not off the top of my head. I could probably nose around and figure it out. How long before the Streamer Showdown bans me again? They never banned me. They just rotate people in and out of the roster. I don't think... Has there ever been a showdown that's had the exact same lineup from one to the next? Maybe season 1 to season 2 had the exact same people in. I think everyone since then, there's been at least some change in who's in it. I've done more... I think... Have I been in more than Ben? I think I might have been in one more than Ben has at this point. So, they've never banned me. It's just sometimes I can't do it. Sometimes... I get it suggested to me that it might be nice for me to sit one out. Have I spent any money during Totty? I haven't played FIFA for ages, since before Christmas at least. Is it true I've won 5 times? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. 5 times, 7 attempts. Bum, 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 bum. Are we going to win the league here? Second celebration in a row. We're storming this league, by the way. We started the stream, what, 5 points behind at the top of the league? The good form is definitely with us these last few days. Can we make it KEVVY 10 times before the end? What, before the end of FM21? It's doable. Oh, the stars would have to align for that, but it's doable. You need an account to count up all your Streamer Showdown wins soon. Exactly. We can still do the double. I mean, winning the Welsh Cup as well is ridiculous if we do that. We should win the league now and get promoted, but winning the cup as well bodes well. It almost makes me think we do one more year here in Wales. If we're good enough to win the Welsh Cup now, theoretically we might be good enough to get promoted and win the league straight away, which would be interesting. I think we'd probably still look to leave off the back of a promotion and a cup win. I think that should be enough to get moved on. Have I won the showdown then? Yes, I have. If KEVVY 10 times happens, I feel there needs to be eternal knighthoods for Donnarumma, Rashford, Trent and Virgil. I mean, we don't know that I'm ever going to... I might never get those players again. I've revealed all my secrets on YouTube today. Perhaps all my kind of players will start getting drafted much earlier and I won't be able to get them. Does it annoy you that people see you as an arrogant person? I just see you as super confident at what you do. I don't... I mean, this is a really arrogant thing to say, I guess. I certainly don't see myself as arrogant, and I have long since stopped caring what people I disagree with think. You kind of have to in my line of work. If I paid attention to everyone who disagreed with me, I'd just spend all day arguing with morons. So people can think of me what they like. Let's face it. What's the benefit in arguing with someone? If someone's made their mind up that I'm arrogant, even if I convince them somehow that I'm not, are they going to start watching my content? Probably not. So what have I gained by arguing with them and wasting my time on them? No, not everyone's going to like everyone. Enough people like me to keep a roof over my head and hot cross buns in my cupboard. So, fine. People can dislike me if they want. Who cares? You'll get Virgil again because he was quiet this time around. I mean, he still scored 4 goals. And he did single-handedly ruin Tom in the semi-final. So Tom's surely going to have him on his radar because he's been on the receiving end of it. Ches has to some extent as well. I actually think the turning point for Virgil was that game where Henderson was suspended and Virgil was captain. I think from that moment on, he really stepped up. He realised, oh yeah, I'm the vice captain around here. And he was good. And as Mike says, he's a defender. Scoring goals is secondary. There's a reason we weren't getting as affected negatively by all the long throws and the corners and stuff that other people were doing, because we had Virgil to head it all away. I had him positioned exactly where they were aiming the throws, and he was just heading them back out again most of the time. So they weren't as much of a problem for us. The only time we were really caught out by long throws was against Jack, when we had our reserve goalkeeper in and Virgil was suspended. Champions again! I'm getting so used to this animation now. I'm going to see it in my sleep. I close my eyes and I see this stage. Beautiful stuff. Where's the... I haven't got the bell anymore. Let's just lift a trophy, shall we? And I didn't get to do this last night. I felt bad for Clates because I'd robbed him. There you go. Huzzah! We are in the Welsh Premier League next year, boys and girls. Lovely, lovely stuff. You know, you were the only team to win away from home in the entire tournament. You did it too. I didn't know that until watching Ben's stream this afternoon, and I think he mentioned it on there. That is a cool little statistic, isn't it? Wait until these other chumps hear about this bloke called Virgil van Dijk. I mean, the thing is, other people have had him and not really used him. I think Manny drafted him. I think Spencer drafted him. He doesn't perform for anyone other than me. He's my boy. Do you know if the leagues you re-added in non-intelligent save loaded properly? There's a glitch. If you add new leagues to a database, they might not load properly. To be honest, I've not checked. We can have a look at some point, I guess. There you go. We have got ourselves promoted. Budgets. Do we reckon we're getting one? We're not getting one. We're still in Wales. We are not getting a budget. We didn't get a budget. But 4.5k on salaries is huge. That means we can now start. I mean, we're not going to do it now because I want to get the season finished tonight. But as soon as the season ends, we can start looking at pre-contracts, which is cool. I bet all their tinkering didn't involve sorting out defending set pieces. The throw-ins can be defended well by putting your best header in the right position. Yes, they can. You can guarantee I did that. Or Pedro never gets any love. Pedro was great. 3 goals he got, I think, over the course of the tournament. For a man who only started 3 times. You'd take that, wouldn't you, for a midfielder? 3 goals and 3 starts. It's a very handy squad player to have around. I was thinking of starting at home. Anyone know if I'd get the bug where no team has a normal amount of viewed players? The home database is fine. This channel stands Pedro. Hey. So you're going to have to be regular draft. If we don't get Pedro, we're doing it wrong. I mean, Pedro's a player I would never sign in a normal save because he's 33. Wouldn't dream of signing him. But when you're only playing a season that lasts until October of the first season, really doesn't matter how old they are. Pedro was great. Pop quiz, what's Pedro's last name? I'm going to assume Pedro. His name's Pedro. Lowdown thought the Pedro you drafted was a striker in Italy. Did they? Clueless numbskulls. He's the fella who used to play for Chelsea, right? I don't even know. Right. I thought we offered Maddox a new... Oh, he's got a 1-year contract extension. Well, we'll have some of that then. Obviously. Because he's our best player. And we've just got promoted. Did that go through? Did we not get anything about it? No. Can we now offer him a new deal? Oh, hello. We can offer proper contracts now. I mean, this is spot on to be able to get our best player down to on a 2-year contract. A player who nearly left to go and play for TNS, but we managed to convince him to stay. That's a big signing right there. That's the signing of the summer straight away. Anyone got any advice on how to deal with my world-class midfielder who's been grumpy for half a season and I refuse to sell him to Bayern? 70 million value. Sell him, keep him. I would probably sell him. I think the morale impact of having a player who wants to leave is more impactful than losing the player would be, no matter how good he is. You can always find a new world-class player, especially if you've got 70 million coming in to do it. There's always more world-class players out there, but having a grumpy player, especially if he's influential, big problem. I would let him go. Am I full or part-time now I'm promoted? I think we'll still be part-time because pretty much the whole of the Welsh Premier League is part-time, I think. That's not the Welsh Premier League. So they're full-time. I think they're the only ones. Where does it say? Where am I looking? Oh, professional. There you go. So is anyone else? See, they're semi-pro. I think everyone else is semi-pro. So presumably... Oh, no, they're professional. Bang are a professional as well. Are they the only 2? So I assume we stay semi-professional. Which is fine. Fingers crossed we... I don't know. I don't even know if I want to leave now we've got promoted. Especially if we win the cup. As long as you perform very well, the player might become happy to stay. Yeah, I mean, it depends on how much... like someone else said, I think, Depends how much impact they're having on the rest of the squad. If they're highly influential, they're going to cause the whole team to underperform. So you just want rid, even if you're selling them at a reduced price now. I very rarely dig my heels in too far with players. I will often just let them go. Cup winner gets a European qualifier. Oh, I tell you what then. If we win the cup, we might just have to stick around. So this is the Welsh Cup semi-final. This is it. This is the moment. See what we can do. Come on, boys. Posh syndrome again. Why not stay a little bit longer? I mean, it's human nature to get attached to a club you're doing well at, isn't it? I did say at the start of the save. Oh, what a goal. I did say at the start of the save we weren't really going in with a plan. I even said it could end up being a one-club save. It might end up 6 seasons down the line. We're doing a building a nation in Wales. And we're still at Llanelli. You just never know. When the boys are playing this well. I reckon stay and try and win the Champions League. I mean, that's a tall order. In a league that has no money, that would be a huge achievement. That would, if I were to win the Champions League from the Welsh League, I think that'd be more impressive than anything I've ever done in Football Manager. I think it would be a long old slog to get there. We'll see. I mean, that's the great thing. We came into this save without really giving it a defined name of what it was. We'll just play it until we decide to do something different. And if we get fed up here, we'll just move clubs. If we're enjoying ourselves, maybe we won't. Only just joined KEVVY, so sorry it's been touched on. But thoughts on negative comments on Non-League to Legend? Has there been negative comments on Non-League to Legend? Load FM's trying to do that with Bangor City, and how's it going? Tried to do it with Aberystwyth, so I'm glad I couldn't be bothered. You won the Champions League in Greece. It's a little bit different from winning it in Wales, though, isn't it? That was a good goal. We had, when we sold a player for £5 million in the second season in Greece, we were able to bring in South American wonder kids 3 or 4 years in. I don't see any South American wonder kids coming to the Welsh Premier League. I think the tactic would be when you get deep in the Europa League or Champions League, buy other teams cheap players for loads, give them the money to increase the rep of the leagues. Yeah, people talked about that a lot when we were in Greece last year, and I never really did it. Maybe I should. The only problem is it's balancing out improving the league by sharing the wealth around like that, or trying to win the Champions League, which I'm not going to do with a bunch of players I bought out the Welsh Premier League. Seems a minority are upset because you've been at Posh for so long. I mean, it's a tiny minority. It's like 4 people. I honestly don't care what they think. I addressed it with a pinned comment. If people don't like it, I mean, they turn up every day. I still get their ad views. That's the important thing. Are they still watching the ads? Yeah? Brilliant. I don't care if they're doing it angrily. Maybe if Mrs. Williams was back in the Welsh club, you'd go to the Champions League. I mean, who knows how things will pan out, eh? Who knows? We don't have to make a plan. We can just play it by ear. But as Mike says, it looks like we are off to the Welsh Cup final. Does it seriously offer European qualification? Because we're thumping this lot. It's like nobody cares. If we're British, we're always going to have people complaining. Exactly. I hate this series. I've got to go and rant about it. First the ads and then the rant. Exactly. I'm on board with that. They paid for this pen, probably. That pen came free with my diary, so they didn't. They paid for my diary, though. which does still have the Isle of Man badge stuck on the front of it. Oh dear. I mean, does that take the Isle of Man badge away? Is that not a 9-year-old girl's diary? What am I? I'm 38 years old. I've got the Instagram logo and a Disney logo on my diary, which is already green. I'm ashamed of myself. What have I become? I'm such an influencer. So you're all going to go and get that diary now. Consider yourselves influenced. Still think it's a 9-year-old's diary. Just put the Isle of Man sticker for deflection. Where's the Marlborough sticker? That does properly man it up, doesn't it? I've been playing a little bit of Red Dead Redemption 2 recently. The more I play of that, the more likely I am to stick a Marlborough sticker on my diary because I'm starting to think smoking's cool again. For the record, not cool, but when cowboys do it, it is. If you're a cowboy, smoke as much as you want. If you're not, don't smoke. It's dumb. Why do I have a diary? For like dates and things. Planning. Do people not have a diary? Writing with pens. What is this? The Middle Ages? I mean, I also have a planner that I use to plan my content as well. Oh no, I'm not right. No, it's not a journal thing. It's just, I mean, it's literally, can I show you it? Is there anything incriminating on this page? I don't think there is. It's literally usually just to-do lists. It's not even a proper diary. It's a notebook. Just a fairly cheap notebook. And I just have to-do lists. I call it my diary. It's the book where I write down my to-do lists. Probably needs a better name than diary. If you want to be technical, it's a bullet journal. But it's not an actual bullet journal. But I use it to bullet journal. Right, we're playing Barry in the final. I mean, just one player. Phenomenal. They're third in the league we've just got promoted to. I mean, we don't stand a chance, do we? But we've always got a chance. We have phone apps for that. Yeah, but I don't want to use a phone app. There is, again, this is all in the Lazy Students Revision Guide, best-selling study guide that was written by my dog. There's just, your brain retains information and it activates, just the act of using a pen and physically writing something down fires your brain circuitry in a different way to just moving your thumbs around on a phone screen. The act of writing a physical to-do list and then physically crossing stuff off it and moving stuff to future days lists and just spending a few minutes a day just organizing my thoughts and my plans for the day using a pen and paper, for me, is much more beneficial than just doing it on an app and having it all automated, because I actually engage with it and think about the process more, which I wouldn't do with an app. So I would always value a handwritten journal / planner / diary, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a really valuable process. Does the Lazy Students Revision Guide have advice on how lights make good pillows? No, but it probably will in the next one. Although I don't know where he's gone. Where's he gone? Dave? Where are you? There now, look. Looking at the door. I cannot operate a camera backwards. It just confuses my tiny mind having to operate it backwards. Way too lazy for that. I mean, I'm not. I'm the opposite of lazy. This is why I get so much stuff done. Hold on, have I got to argue with the board here? I don't really care that much. Can I go on a training course? Please? I tell you, as a teacher, talking about remembering and techniques. I mean, it's how I get so much done. It's how I get 2 videos a day out on YouTube and stream 4 or 5 days a week. Don't take days off, even though I take days off, but it appears from the content that I don't. Because it's all planned. I know when I'm going to need the time. I worked my buttocks off for 2 weeks to give myself time to sort the Streamer Showdown and make sure I could go win it again. There's many things. Great football manager, content creator, millionaire, but not a backwards cameraman. Exactly. Go for the Motherwell job. I don't really want to go straight to Scotland. Plan for my day. 1, wake up. 2, go to work. Yeah, but I like to I didn't actually make a to-do list today because I was too sleepy, but my most recent to-do list was, I mean, Saturday's one was a bit stupid, but Friday's was Showdown preview. So I had to make a Showdown preview video. Vlog, because I had to record the vlog for the week. I had to do something with the money stuff. I had an appointment with a potential care agency for Andy. I did a talk at a primary school over Zoom. I recorded my podcast. I had to collect a prescription from the chemists for Anna. And I didn't actually make any videos that day, but I did lots of other stuff. Got it all done. Got it all done. Boom. How many videos a day do you think is regularly doable, healthy? Doable, 2. Healthy, 5 a week. Don't do what I do. You know how Ben hasn't sent the crown or t-shirt? Has he sent the winnings yet? No, but I don't expect him to yet, because knowing how brand deals work, I imagine he won't be getting paid from KFC for like at least a month, based on how every brand deal I ever do works. There's few things in life slower than the process of getting a brand to pay you for a piece of content integration. So yeah, if I see that within the next month, I'd be very surprised. And I would assume it was coming out of his own pocket, which I would tell him not to do because that's dumb. I can wait. I'll be all right. When's Non League to Legend out? Tomorrow, 4 o'clock. There wasn't one today because I wanted to do the Showdown review. I could have rushed one out for today. It would have been a bit rushed though. And I wanted to do it properly. How do I cope with match sharpness? Rest players. What's the best brand I've worked with? NordVPN are incredible. As our Skillshare. Still working with them. Raid Shadow Legends. Good. Basically, the ones you see me work with again and again probably treated me good. If I do something long term with a company, I probably like them. Big Potato Games were great. Why are they good? Because they're easy to communicate with. They pay on time. They have a good product that I believe in and use. And they understand the business. They understand how it works. And that's key because a lot of brands don't really understand. I hate this term, but it's what it's called in the industry. A lot of brands don't understand influencer marketing. But certainly NordVPN, Skillshare, Raid Shadow Legends really understand influencer marketing and actually offer some ideas and support for making it work better. They're really helpful. Ches is in! The Chesnians! They're back for more punishment! Oh no! They're back for more... I won't beat him today, don't worry. I'm not going to beat him again today. I need to show him a long throw. Should we get a long throw going? We've picked up an injury here. That's no good. Did we just concede a goal while I'm making a change? I mean, we've already won the league. It's fine. Get the long throws out. Where in the UK am I from? Peterborough, which is infinitely better than Cambridge. Don't know why that came up. It just felt like adding that. I do use Raid Shadow Legends. I love Raid Shadow Legends. It's a great game. They're not even paying me to say it at the moment. I've had to wean myself off it because I'd got to like 45 consecutive daily logins. It's just really more-ish. I really like it. It's my kind of thing. Have I ever endorsed Sneak? I don't even know what Sneak is. What is Sneak? Be nice, Kevin. I'm always nice. I'm a lovely boy. But it's shoe related. I mean... I'm hoping... What is it? I'll tell you if I would endorse it. Sneak is an energy drink, but no sugar. Yeah, I'm not interested then. I don't really do energy drinks. I don't drink them myself, so I'm not going to endorse them. Just like I don't do gambling apps. I had a fake casino get in touch the other day. We're not, and I said I don't want to do anything with gambling. We're not actually gambling. It's all pretend. Yeah, but it's pretend gambling. I'm not interested. Comes in a powder. You dilute it with water. I have a thing that comes in a powder that I add water to. It's called coffee, and it's delicious. I'll promote that. Thank you. So Raid Shadow Legends isn't just a money grab app littered with pay to win microtransactions. No, it's genuinely a fun game that you can enjoy without spending any money on. I always compare it to FIFA Ultimate Team. You can either invest time or money. You got to do one or the other if you want to get anywhere with it. But if you commit to logging in every day and giving it a good 15, 20 minutes a day and get all of the daily activities and tasks and things done on it, you can build a pretty good selection of champions relatively quickly, and it's good fun. I like loot collecting games. I'm a big Diablo fan, and it just feels like a mobile version of Diablo. Rather than trying to replicate the clunky controls of Diablo, it creates the same kind of lore, the same kind of constant upgrade of your gear and your loot and all that kind of stuff. The bits that are easy to replicate in a mobile app without having to do clunky mobile controls. I genuinely think Raid Shadow Legends is a good game. Like I say, they're not currently paying me to say that, although they have in the past. But I still like it. And I argued with them last time I did a brand deal with them as well. So I've probably burnt that bridge anyway. So I still like the game, even though I doubt they'll ever work with me again. Because we had a row. If Kafka gave you 50k per week to wear their shirts every stream and video, would I? Oh, £50 a year. 50 grand a year to wear their shirts every stream or video, would I? Yeah. I'm not mad. I'd mock it relentlessly every time I wore it and say, I know I'm wearing this old rag again, but they're giving me 50 grand a year to wear it. You would, wouldn't you? And that'd be the intro to every video. Nespresso to sponsor Kev. I would love that. Love Nespresso. They're watching. We'll have a bit of Nespresso, thank you. You must like Borderlands. I do like Borderlands, definitely. What was the argument about? They weren't tracking the thing that I was getting paid for properly. Anyone who was here at the time will remember that they, rather than doing it for new signups, the most recent thing with them we did was for reaching level 10 and it wasn't tracking properly. I got no end of emails from people saying, look, I'm on level 10 and it's not gone through. We promoted it for a week and we got like 50, what was it? I think it was more than 50, maybe like 30 people signed up. And we know that's not true because when we did the one for new signups, we got well over 200 people sign up for it. So I know people would back it. People always back my brand deals. That's why they keep coming back. So I know you lot supported it. You lot sent me evidence that you'd supported it. So I said to them, well, your tracking system's obviously wrong. They said, well, it's not. Your users just aren't signing up for it. Well, they are. Here's the evidence. Well, they must have had it before. And we just kind of left it at that. And like I said, I doubt there'll be another raid deal. There certainly won't be one on that basis again. I've said if we ever do anything again, it'll be on new signups. How much would you have to be paid to wear your rival's shirt? Not a lot. I don't care about stuff like that. I've got a Northampton shirt in my wardrobe upstairs. They're the real rivals. What team do I support? Peterborough. I want my lawn care company promoted, Kev. I'll send you my shirts for £20 a vid. You need to come and care for my lawn first so I know if you're any good. I never do a brand deal without sampling the product first and seeing if I actually endorse it. I'd rather wear a Northampton or Cambridge shirt. I'd rather wear a Cambridge shirt because, like I say, Northampton are the real rivals. But I'm not petty enough to be against wearing either of them. They're just clothes. I'm not a big fan of blue checked suits either. I don't... but I'm wearing one. It's just things so that I don't get arrested for having my balls out, basically. Not that shirts cover my balls. Nipples. Shouldn't really... You're not really allowed nipples on Twitch, so I wear clothes so that I don't have to have my nipples on display. I don't really care what those clothes are. I'll come over to the UK and mow your lawn, mate. Brilliant. I look forward to it. You might have to pick up a few little mounds of dog poo first. I haven't done it for a little while. It's been too cold. It's all frozen now at the moment. It's good. Which would be worse, wearing the Northampton shirt or a Zealand shirt? I mean, I don't know how I can emphasize this any more than I already have. They're just clothes. I really wouldn't care about either. Stuff like that doesn't bother me. Have you seen the suits I wear? I wouldn't wear any of these I would not wear this suit out of the house in public. It's a hideous suit. I'm wearing it because it's eye-catching on video. Just looks a bit silly. Someone should tell Foxy about not having things out on stream. Oh dear. Is Zealand's face pack any good? Yeah, I use it in the home save. It's really cool. On video, that suit jacket looks sharp. I mean, for Zealand to be Kev's rival, it'd have to be a competition where they played each other. I mean, there's no competition between me and Zealand, is there? We regularly play in the same tournament, and I just beat him in it. Do I have any YouTubers or streamers you consider yourself to have beef with? No. Eagle's Blood, thank you very much for the bits. I'm too old to be petty about stuff like that. I think there's probably plenty of YouTubers or streamers who don't like me, and I'm entirely indifferent to them because I'm not in this. I'm not in this to make friends. I honestly don't really care if they like me or not. What I have said about the Streamer Showdown is it is cool. Because I'm a weird loner. I don't really have IRL friends, so it has been pretty cool in the showdown over the last year or so, getting to know a bunch of people, which I've never really done before. And like, I mean, last night hanging out with a few people watching the wrestling, never done it before. It was cool. I like doing it. But you know, I'm in this, as the internet will tell you, I'm in this purely for the money. Don't care if people like me. Just give me the fat stacks. Thank you. And there's people, if you genuinely believe that, do one. Oh. It's funny, you wouldn't wear it on the street, but more people probably see you wearing it on stream. Yeah, but I'm playing a character here, aren't I, a lot of the time? I'm dressed as a football manager. That's the idea behind the suits. Showdown lot all seem like good dudes. Fun banter, nothing too serious, good stuff. I mean, they're all right, aren't they? That as a party's a bit iffy. Do I like Edge winning the Rumble? I don't think Edge needed to win the Rumble. I think you could have got him to WrestleMania in whatever match they're putting in without him winning the Rumble. But I dislike that less than I disliked seeing Kane eliminate Ricochet, which was just like, oh, the groan that came out of me watching that happen. Get that man out of that company. He needs to be in AEW. To be fair, I'm sure a lot of people do their job for the money and don't really have many of their co-workers as friends. Exactly. Keith Lee didn't even get in. Yeah, is that not because Mia Yim failed a COVID test, didn't she? That's why she wasn't in the Women's Rumble. So presumably, obviously, they live together, I think, don't they? I imagine he had to isolate because she failed her COVID test. That's what I heard anyway. Bum, bum, bum. We need another attacking midfielder so I can make that change. He's too young to play all the time. That'll do. We're actually losing this game, by the way. Evening 5 times. Exactly. I like that. Just call me 5 times. Evening 5 times. It is the evening. And I am a 5-time Streaming Showdown champion. All accurate in your statement there so far. I haven't been sacked yet. What I've actually done is won the league. And we're now going to be playing in the Welsh Cup final from the 2nd tier in Wales. Can we do a WrestleMania Discord voice chat? I don't know. I don't usually stay up and watch the pay-per-views. I haven't. Last night was the first time I stayed up and watched a pay-per-view in years. Even the AEW ones that I really enjoy, I watch on a replay the next day. It kind of just happened last night because we were in a call anyway, and then it was like, oh, it's midnight. The wrestling started. I'll put that on, and a couple of the other guys put it on as well, and just ended up being those of us who were interested put it on and just kind of started doing an impromptu watch along. It wasn't planned. And I'm really regretting it now, going to bed at 4 a.m., getting up at 6:30 and still streaming at nearly 10 p.m. in the evening. Doesn't do good. I'm too old for this. If it wasn't for the fact we had a cup final coming up, I would be in bed now. How would you recommend integrating youth into your starting lineup? I would recommend, and people get upset about this all the time on YouTube particularly, I would recommend don't even try. Let it happen organically. If someone's good enough, play them. If they're not good enough, don't play them. I never force someone into the team just because they're young and have potential. Sometimes that means we get a Gaz Key situation where someone who had a lot of potential doesn't make it into the team, even though a lot of the viewers think they should have done. But for me, if a player's good enough, they play. If they're not good enough, they don't. Doesn't matter how old they are. But you sleep like a baby tonight too, right? I will. We've got one more league game, then the Welsh Cup final, and then I'm going to bed. And then I'll be up at 6 again to get Anna to work, and then we'll be back. So I think we're back tomorrow night. We are back tomorrow night. I think. I haven't even watched One Division yet from Friday. Been so busy with the showdown. I need to find half an hour of time when me and Anna are together so we can watch One Division. Dave is good. He can't hide his emotions. Still very young as well. They're all good lads, and definitely one of the best things is to happen in the community. Makes me happy to see you get on with them. For so long, you seemed like you're an outsider. Yeah, I think it's just because I'm generally an outsider wherever I am, because I don't really, I don't watch football. They like to talk about football. I don't really know about football. I don't really know how to do small talk, conversation-y type stuff because I have no social skills. But we've bonded over wrestling. Didn't realise how many wrestling fans there were involved. So you recommend the Chelsea approach, kinda? I guess. Gaz Key must hate me. I couldn't care less. He's 5'1". What's he going to do to me? How's One Division so far? Well, I've only seen the first 3 episodes. I'm really enjoying it from what I can see from the internet. Episode 4 is awesome. And really pushes the story along. But they're 2 of my favourite characters in Marvel anyway. I loved the Vision comic series from a few years ago. We can't... Right, let's try and sign these players permanently. We can't. This is going to be the problem. We're not going to get any of these guys permanently. We'll be able to bring him back. Can we get him on loan again? No. We're going to have to do a whole rebuild, aren't we? Ah, no. What am I doing? Right, we can do that. We can do that wage contribution. Although, do we actually play Harrison? 28 times out of 29 games. And he scored 8 goals. Do we actually play him? Kev, you're a monster. I know. I know. I don't know their names yet. I've only been here a year and a half. I'm not going to learn their names. Does Millie have a name in the game? I've got Jordan Millward in my home team. He probably does. I don't know. I think he's a mod on the forum. So I think being a mod on the forum would probably get him a name in the game. So I would say that's a fair bet that that's Millie. Right, final league game coming up. And then the Welsh Cup final. And then take me down to Sleepy Town. Kev's going to sleep until he stops. Might sleep in my suit. That'll freak Anna out. She wakes up for work in the morning and I'm just lying next to her in a suit and tie. I mean, too much of what I do is just to freak Anna out. This might be why people don't like me. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Save the cup final for tomorrow, then that would be 3 trophies in 3 streams. That's not a bad shout, actually. Mods? Mods, we have a poll. Cup final tonight. I know you're all going to say tonight. You can get suit PJs. Can you? Interesting. Harrison scoring his 11th goal of the season. Just to remind me, yes, boss, you do play me. Do I drive Anna to work in my suit? Now, I only wear the suit when I'm recording or streaming. I'm up and down those stairs all day long. People ask what exercise I get done to try and lose weight. Going up 2 flights of stairs to change my clothes all the time is big exercise. So I won't have this. I don't put the suit on in the morning. I just wear a t-shirt like a normal human. And then when it's time to record, I go upstairs, get changed, come down, record 2 videos back to back, go upstairs, change again, come down and edit them and do the in-betweeny bits. And then the rest of the day stuff. And then just before I start streaming, I go upstairs, put the suit back on again. And then as soon as I'm done streaming, I probably won't go straight to bed because I need my brain to shut down. I'm in performance mode at the moment, so I need half an hour watching telly or, I don't know, reading a comic or something to just chill out a bit. And so I'll get changed and then go upstairs, do sleepy sleeps. Your 100k sub special, can you do you wearing your suit around Leicester? I mean, is that interesting when it comes to content? I can just imagine myself clickbaiting this. Madman goes outside in a suit. It'd just be a guy who looks like he's going to work. Am I still peddling that under the bike desk? I am. Yeah, I usually do that just before lunch. Try and do that while I'm still fasting. There's my WandaVision time. Yeah, but that relies on Anna not being asleep yet, and I haven't heard. We've not seen her tonight. I suggest Anna is fast asleep already. She's been working all weekend. This was supposed to be her day off, but they've moved her day off to Wednesday. So she's worked a lot of consecutive days. She's put in some hours over the last 4 or 5 days. 6 a.m. starts every time. So I would imagine she's already in bed fast asleep. It'd work if you wore the ugliest suit possible. Well, I could get one of those suits we were looking at before. Suit and shorts around Leicester. I mean, I could get a suit made of shorts. That's not what I mean. That's not anything impressive, Kev. Where's that website we were on before? What was it called? Oppo suit. That's what it is. I have suits on here that have shorts. So I could get this suit. That could be my 100,000 subscriber reward. Get that suit and wear that in public. What do we think? That's the suit I'm going to wear to my brother's wedding. Yeah. Oh, I need to make a substitution. I thought it was before half time. I thought I was safe flicking over. Anna would love that. Make sure Amy's there too. Yeah, definitely. At that price, does it dissolve in the wash? Realistically, at that price, it ain't going in the wash, is it? I'm going to wear it a couple of times for a giggle and then probably throw it away. They'd not let me keep it when I modelled it. I wouldn't be seen dead with that little beard. Unless I died in a shaving accident, then that's exactly how I'd be seen dead. Please get that suit even as shorts. Problem is I'm too fat for it at the moment. I need to lose a bit more weight. I guess I could order the biggest one they have as a reward. Modelling? Do I look Spanish to you? Exactly. Wear it in the streams. Not until I get 100,000 subscribers. That's your goal. Get me to 100k and I'll get that suit. Because it comes, you get the jacket, the shorts and the tie. So I just need to get a white short sleeved shirt to wear under it. I have plenty of pairs of awful sunglasses. But it's the biggest is a 52 and I wear a 54 and it's a slim fit. So realistically, I probably need to be wearing a 50 before I'll fit in a 52. But it is a bit special. Charlie Ridge has just won Rookie of the Year. Is that what he's won? No, yeah, well, Young Player of the Year. It's effectively the same thing. I mean, that's not a bad goal return, is it really? That's kind of slipped under the radar a little bit that we've had a player who's scored almost a goal a game. Let's see if he does it again in the cup final. Keep that suit for the streamer showdown. A bow tie with it would be sensational. Revolting. It's not. It's glorious. Me and Anna married? No. Should I wear that and marry her? Dun, 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 dun. I reckon she's more or less likely to marry me if I turn up in that suit. Black shirt under it. I don't know. I don't think it's summery enough with a black shirt. There you go. Harrison's coming back next year. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Beautiful stuff. Harris O'Connor wants to play more games. He's got 5-star potential. And perhaps he should be less rubbish at football then. Logan, resolve the issue. I said resolve the issue. You could be playing European football next year. Just leave then. Just leave. Can I redeem a player from England under 21? I guess you could. Can you do me a favour and do it tomorrow though? Because I'm really tired. We're going to play this cup final and I want to go to bed. So can we do it at the start of tomorrow's stream? Please, pretty please. Please, please. Thank you. Good work. Glad you agreed. Bum 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 bum. Ba da 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 da. Get the feeling if you wore that shirt, we'd find out how good Anna is at hiding bodies. Oh, lovely. Get that suit for all of you best men. That's very cool. I could wear another suit over the top of it because it's slim fit. I could wear a normal fitting suit over the top of it. Get her down the aisle, stood next to me, so there's no getting out of it. And then take off the oversuit and get married in my actual suit. Or even, it would annoy her enough, I think. I think it would cause enough fury, which is always my goal. Make her furious. If I just wore it under my suit, didn't take the oversuit off, and then after we were married, say, oh, by the way, look at the suit I got married in, and just open my shirt like Superman. That's the sort of thing that I'd enjoy. I worry about myself sometimes. And then for the rest of my life, I could show everyone that that's the suit that I got married in. Throw the other one away. The Davy Do, Toodle Pip. Right. Last game of the stream is the Welsh Cup final, which I'm told is a route into Europe. We're playing the third best team in the Welsh Premier League, the league we're going to be playing in next year. Let's see how we get on, shall we, boys and girls? Outstretch the arms. Come on now, gentlemen. Do us a football. Where are we playing this? This doesn't look very impressive. Turn this ship around. This ship is already fully afloat. It doesn't need turning around. Right, come on, boy. We're good at finals lately against teams that should beat us. Rookie Ridge is in. No. The fella there with his entire name on his shirt. Oh, Beckwith's injured. That's a problem. He's been one of our star men. That's the last we'll ever see of him because he's not coming back on loan next year. Won't sign permanently. We'll try again after we've been promoted. He might want to come in then. Did you know the Welsh Cup and FA Cup trophies are identical? I didn't know that. So we can just tell everyone we won the FA Cup. Oh, my word. We're ahead. We're ahead. Oh, it's happening. Did I even look at the poll result? No, I didn't even know there was a poll. What was the poll result? Because it's not true. They don't look anything like each other, except they're both silver. Oh. I see. That takes some of the fun off of it. I'll still tell everyone we won the FA Cup in our second season. Come on now. We're going to have another one. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, my goodness me. We're going to win the Welsh Cup, folks. Clates is in. Hello there, Clates. How the devil are you? There's only one way to reward Clates for letting me become KEVVY 5 times yesterday. We're going to give him an honour bestowed on very few people. Welcome to the mod team, Clates. There you go. Finally, we have a mod who's not useless. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? We're in again. Oh. Now, Clates, you've got to get used to hearing me talk in this voice now. You would have never heard this voice before. Oh, look. Smoothman's woken up. Smoothman, the fact that I've been streaming for over 3 hours, and that's the first I've seen of you all evening, feels like you might be proving my point for me. I only just arrived. Again, my stream was scheduled to finish at 10 p.m. It's 11 minutes past 10, and you've only just arrived. Do you see how you're feeding into my point again? Oh, dear. Sorry, having a child was less important than your stream. I agree. Having a child is less important than my stream. You seem to not understand that. The voice hits differently when you have a sword. Exactly. Jack, I acknowledge you're all right. You're not as bad as Smoothman or that shady. Oh, it's all going wrong. Clates, I might have to unmod you in a minute. We were 2-0 up in the Welsh Cup final. And then the curse of Clates in a final strikes again. Oh. My goodness me. He's blown it. Again, twice in 2 days, he's blown it. Kel only ever abuses me, so this is just standard. You love it. You love it. That's a very good point. I have 3 children and I'm mad. I got ear Smoothman. I prioritise my stream over my family. Why can't you? It's going to penalties. If it is, I'm unmodding Clates. It'll be the shortest mod run ever. If we end up in a penalty shootout, I'm not having his curse affecting us. Is Smoothman not even subbed? Smoothman, you're a disgrace. Right. Come on. Come on, boys and girls. We can smell victory. Prioritize stream instead of children sounds like the comments section. Right, I assume the final, as it's a final, it's just going to go straight to penalties. We're not going to get extra time. And it will be a surprise. No, we are getting some extra time. Excellent. Pump those fists. This is a special day. I can't do 2 penalty shootouts in a row. If this goes to penalties, I'm going to end the stream. We'll come back tomorrow and we'll do the penalty shootout then. I need to sleep before seeing another penalty hit. I haven't slept properly since the last shootout. Oh, God. I haven't recovered from it. We've got so close as well. We were 2-0 up. Come on, in fact, if ever there was a moment. Ever there was a moment. Come on. We've got a final to win, boys and girls. I want to dry up, but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here. Come on. Come on. Everybody.
and find the way back to our home, our home, our home. We don't have to drift inside this dome.
I love the emote. It's perfect. Right, who is Robertson? We just brought him on. No, we took him off. I'm the manager here. Why are we playing him in midfield? Who did that? Oh dear. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around. This is why I've got a sore throat today. Should turn that down. I'm shouting. Anna's going to kill me. Unless she's asleep, in which case we're good. Rookie Ridge was in again. Come on, boys. We've got a ship to turn round. Come on. I need a long throw. Come on, give us a long throw. He's going to. We're going to do it with a long throw. Imagine. Q monster. He was teed up for a long throw and then he didn't do it. The bottle job. Oh, oh, oh. Corner. We're going to get this song for Christmas #1 next year. Just on streams alone. What just happened there? No one. Penalties. Don't be chasing the surplus, children. Never works out for you. Come on! Rookie Ridge is up for this. Can't do this. 2 nights in a row. It's like 24 hours later to the minute. I can't cope with this. Gethin, do it for me. Do it for me, Gethin. Gethin, do it for me. Oh, God. Yeah, hold on. One moment. Just before we do this. Get rid of old Cursey Magoo. There you go. Oh. I won't lie, so many things make sense that I've actually heard this song. But don't worry, we've unmodded plates, so the curse should be gone now. Turn this ship around, we can turn this ship around. Come on. I might mod you again afterwards if we win, Kate. I just have to lose the curse just for a minute. We were 2-0 up in the final until you got modded. You've ruined it for everyone, quite frankly. We were going to qualify for Europe from the 2nd tier. I was going to be like the King of Wales. Does Wales have a king? I feel like it's probably the same queen we have here in England, isn't it? Never been to Wales, though. Who knows? Who knows what they get up to over there? Oh, I thought that was a save. Oh. Find the way back to our home, our home, our home. We don't have of all the people to miss the penalty, 37 goals he scored this year. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I want to pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not have. All the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not have. Yesterday we could be ourselves. Didn't have much, but nevertheless we were true to each other. But now we don't even bother. I remember you being hopeful, but the
Tall waves have worn us down, and slowly we are drowning. That's why you need to come with me, with me, with me. Turn around 180 degrees and cross.
We up, didn't we? Well. Oh, good. Well. Well. Shut up. Don't want that song on ever again. Hate it. Get rid of the stupid emote. Give me a different playlist to end the stream. Have this one back on. Anything at no, because I've muted it. Oh, good. This is still happening. I mean, we were 2-0 up and then Clates turned up. Mr. Can't possibly enjoy a final. My word. Well, I mean, we weren't supposed to win that. We're in the second tier, for goodness sake. They finished third in the Welsh Premier, which we're playing in next year. And we took them all the way to penalties. Cole, you ain't going to be here next year. Never mind taking another penalty. Mr. Side parting. Right, we're going to end the stream there. Yeah, who cares about that trophy? Waste of time. Absolute waste of... I mean, look at the state of that. Does it actually get you a spot in Europe? That's going to upset me if it does. Oh. 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 Who are we going to raid? So upset. Not going to be able to sleep. I might as well stream for another 2 hours. Goodness me. Who's on? Who's on playing Football Manager? I can't raid Lewis because he's the only person above me in the all-time league table now. Sponis is on. Let's raid Breezy. Raid. How do you spell his name? No. No, that's wrong, Kev. You did that. You've messed up there. No, well, I tell you what, that is a nice screen. We'll leave it on that one. Trying to spell the man's name. Breezy. There we go. I'll see you, this camera. I'll see you boys and girls back here. 7 o'clock sharp. Might be 8 o'clock. Don't know. Keep an eye on Twitter. 7 o'clock sharp, maybe 8. Tomorrow night. Toodle pip, boys and girls. Thanks for joining me again. KEVVY 5 times. Out. How do you do that?